Apocalypse. Beginning by hoarding 10 billion supplies. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 426. Eileen, that's how it feels. Myun felt the comfort of his body and couldn't help but open his mouth to admire. That's the feeling. It's so cool. Myun could clearly feel that the bones were changing rapidly. Myun originally thought that bone strengthening would bring great pain. Now, not only is there no pain, but it is extremely refreshing. Click, click. Suddenly, there was a sound of bone friction in Myun's body. At this time, Myun finally felt a trace of pain. Little friend, next, it will be a little painful. You have to hold on. At this time, Kim Chun-ming's voice suddenly appeared in Myun's ears. A little painful? At this time, Myun felt a pain that drilled his heart, and he couldn't help cursing secretly in his heart. Is this a little painful? Kim Chun-ming, this old fellow, must have tried. Otherwise he would not have shown such an expression of looking at a joke. It seems that it should be more painful next. Myun knew that the next step was the time to really strengthen the bones. Click, click. Myun's bones kept making sounds. And the pain in this, Myun did not change color to bear all. Time passed in a hurry, and outside of Myun's body, a lot of waste had been discharged. Phew. Myun poked his head out in the liquid of the Kinghe pool, and this bone strengthening had reached the end. Little friend, this Kinghe pool strengthens the bones, and it will definitely not be able to strengthen it at one time. It takes at least 3 times. And every time, it takes a year apart. Kim Chun-ming was next to the Kinghe pool and spoke. I know. Myun stood up in that Kinghe pool. Come on. Purified Kinghe pool. Seeing Myun walking out in that Kinghe pool, Kim Chun-ming spoke. And as Kim Chun-ming spoke, several women walked out. Eileen on, you old thing, you wait for me to get dressed first. Looking at the several women who appeared, Myun Leo's face turned red. He just thought that there were Kim Chun-ming and Can you hear? After a long day, there are still a lot of servants here. How is Xiaoao feeling? Looking at Myun, who was in high spirits, Kim Chun-ming asked. It feels good. Myun felt an extremely light and energetic body and opened his mouth to answer. Now I need to go to the place of the dark vein. Myun said that and strode towards the location of the dark vein. This dark vein now belongs to himself. So Myun will be located. Remember clearly. As Myun entered the underground, Myun plunged directly into the veins of the earth. Grandpa, teacher, this is absorbing the energy of the earth vein. Looking at Myun who made such a move, Kinyu and Kim Chun-ming knew that Myun was ready to break through. Go out and wait for Myun. Kim Chun-ming said and left here with Kinyu. This is respect for Myun. They will give Myun a protector, but they will not go to watch Myun's breakthrough at this time. But Myun frantically absorbed the energy in the earth vein, and Myun's original realm at the beginning of the 9th order began to loosen. But soon, Myun's realm broke through from the early 9th order to the middle of the 9th order. This takes less than 10 minutes. Myun has long had the strength to break through the realm, but there have been too many things recently, and he has been dealing with things. However, Myun did not delay the accumulation of energy. Now that the bones have strengthened, Myun's body has a crazy thirst for energy. Myun accumulated thick and thin, and when he broke through, he was naturally extremely fast. But, although Myun broke through to the middle of the 9th order, the speed at which Myun absorbed energy did not weaken. Even, Myun's speed of absorbing energy became even more violent. Myun actually wanted to break 2 orders in a row. After strengthening, they are also frantically absorbing energy. As we all know, bones don't store energy. Even if it reaches a realm of kings, it is still the same. However, in the Hua King pool, the strengthened bones, at this time, were actually absorbing energy. And the energy absorbed is extremely huge. If it weren't for the majestic energy contained in the earth vein, it would have been squeezed dry by now. No wonder Kinyu has the ability to leapfrog battles. Hua King's strengthened bones will also absorb energy and increase its own physical strength, so that its strength far exceeds that of a person of the same rank. This is a reason why Kinyu can leapfrog the level of battle. Therefore, Mu-Yun accepted Kinyu's disciple this time and obtained the offering, which is not a loss at all. Mu-Yun originally had a majestic energy far beyond those of the same rank, and now, the bone strengthening, coupled with the breakthrough of the current realm, it can be said that below the king, Mu-Yun really walked sideways. Now Mu-Yun is still frantically absorbing energy. If Mu-Yun can break through continuously and reach the late 9th order, a king realm like Paul, Mu-Yun can even fight hard. But, although Mu-Yun had already absorbed an extremely large amount of energy into his body, but this did not slow down the speed of Mu-Yun's absorption, and the speed of Mu-Yun's absorption of energy accelerated again. Click, click. Mu-Yun's bones have changed again now under the condition of crazy replenishment of energy. Mu-Yun felt that his current body was as light as a swallow, and now he had a feeling that he could take off and fly without relying on supernatural energy. And now Mu-Yun's physical strength is even stronger. Phew. After the bones absorbed energy, Mu-Yun's speed of absorbing energy finally slowed down a bit. However, with Mu-Yun's control, the speed of absorption became violent again, even surpassing the speed just now. Grandpa, it's been a day and a night. The teacher still hasn't moved at all. How about I go in and take a look? Kinyu looked at the time and couldn't help but ask. Don't worry, it takes a lot of time for ordinary people to break through, and people like Mu-Yun will definitely need to spend more time. When Mu-Yun breaks through, he will naturally come out by himself. Qin Shianming shook his head, letting Kinyu calm down. After all, what we have now is time. Now that the civil war has just ended, it is not convenient for me to show up, and waiting for Mu-Yun to break through in this place is also a good choice. Qin Shianming spoke again. Now that Qin Shianming is here, he can also be regarded as a shelter from the limelight. At this time, underground. Phew. Mu-Yun let out a breath and opened his eyes. Finally a breakthrough. Mu-Yun's eyes shone. This time, he broke through 2 smaller realms in a row. Now Mu-Yun has become a late 9th order stage. Now Mu-Yun feels that he can fight 10. Today's Mu-Yun, if he encounters a powerful person like Chen-Ji again, it is estimated that he can directly kill in seconds. Don't give him a chance to fight back at all. Chapter 427. This feeling of being able to kill 10 cows with one punch is so comfortable. Teacher, you broke through. As soon as Mu-Yun came out of the ground, he saw Qin Shianming and Kinyu who were waiting. It's really tiring for the two of you, and I'm still waiting here. Mu-Yun nodded and said, your qualification is really good enough. In such a short period of time, you have broken through 2 ranks in a row. If you don't have so many matters to deal with and focus on cultivation, you will at least be a half-step king now. Qin Shianming glanced at Mu-Yun and couldn't help but praise. Where you are wrong. Mu-Yun has just broken through now, and he is in a good mood, so he is very joking now. I'm far from you, you're so old, the hidden realm is still deep enough. Mu-Yun opened his mouth and saluted back. Oh, Xiaoyao is really like a torch. Qin Shianming smiled and quickly changed the topic. He never expected that Mu-Yun could see through his true strength realm. After all, his realm is high enough. Another point is that he used special means to hide his realm. Even Kinyu, who was closest to him, couldn't know his true realm. And Mu-Yun, just through jokes, said it. Are you here to escape reality? Or wait for me here? Mu-Yun looked at the 2 grandfathers and grandchildren and asked again. Mu-Yun, when you just broke through, did you specifically eavesdrop on the conversation between the 2 of us? Hearing Mu-Yun's words, Qin Shianming was shocked in his heart. This can't be hidden from Mu-Yun. I don't even have to think about it. You, the supreme leader of the Chinese country, if it weren't for the fact that there were things outside that you couldn't face, would you have such a lot of time waiting for me to break through here? Mu-Yun waved his hand. As long as he was not a fool, he could guess the reason. And Mu-Yun not only is not a fool, but also very smart. That's what I said. Qin Shianming nodded and did not refute. Also, you are not so kind and specially here to protect the Dharma. Mu-Yun glanced at Qin Shianming and spoke again. Qin Shianming, this old fox, Mu-Yun is thorough, not a good person at all. Let's go. Is there anything I can do to help you? After all, there are some things that your kin family is not suitable for coming forward. I accepted Kinyu as a disciple. You have made offerings to me, and I can't afford not to give my disciples a meeting gift, right? Muyun walked in front and spoke. I see that Xiaoyao is a young and promising good guy with heavy feelings. From the first time I saw you, I knew that you, our kin family, have made up your mind. Qin Xianming looked at Muyun and extended his thumb. Muyun, this kid, handles things, is fierce and tricky. Anything will be handled meticulously, even beyond expectations. So now that Muyun is willing to help, Qin Xianming is naturally extremely surprised. And Muyun, in addition to taking this as a gift for Kinyu, was also because of the breakthrough of the realm, and also gave the Qin family a little kindness. If it weren't for the existence of Hua King Pool and Earth Vein, Muyun wouldn't have been able to break through so smoothly. Moreover, Muyun obtained many benefits. Not only has the energy climbed a lot, but now the bones have also been strengthened to the extreme. Little friend, I take the liberty of asking. Qin Xianming, who was behind Muyun, suddenly spoke. Please say. Muyun nodded and motioned for Qin Xianming to speak. You and Kinyu have tied up the Chen family ancestor and the others. Where are they now? Qin Xianming asked Muyun. All killed. Muyun spoke directly, without any mud and water. All killed? Hearing Muyun's words, Qin Xianming trembled obviously. Yes, all killed. What's wrong? Do you still want people? I can give you the body, Muyun said, and directly threw out the body of the ancestor of the Qin family. This. When Qin Xianming saw the corpse, he was stunned for a moment, and then took a few steps back. Who killed it? Qin Xianming looked at Muyun and asked. After all, people are tied by Muyun. Muyun has so many whole cards. It should be very easy to keep an ancestor of the Qin family. Now that the ancestor of the Qin family has been killed, it can only show 2 points. The first point is that Muyun shot to kill. The second point was that the person who killed the ancestor of the Qin family had Muyun's tacit approval. Anyway, no matter what point, it is inseparable from Muyun. Paul, it's the Paul of the military district. Muyun told the truth. After all, he is a king realm, and if he wants to kill the ancestor of the Qin family, I can't stop it. And, in the end, I accidentally let Paul run away. I also blame myself a lot. Muyun sighed, his face full of irritation. Now Paul has also run away, and the ancestor of the Qin family is also dead. This is simply death. No one can prove that what Muyun said is true, but no one can prove that what Muyun said is false. What about the others? Qin Xianming took a deep breath and asked. After all, the ancestor of the Qin family is dead, and the remaining descendants are still there, so he has a way to explain to many families in Kyoto. Although the Qin family betrayed the country for glory and collaborated with the enemy to commit treason, the surface work still had to be done. After all, where would it be so simple to run a country? You want to see the corpse too? Muyun looked at Qin Xianming, and the innocence of a kick. That's it. Qin Xianming waved his hand. Now even if the descendants of the Chen family are not dead, as long as he opens his mouth and says, if he wants to see the corpse, he will be directly killed by Muyun and thrown out. They collaborated with the enemy in treason. This is a capital crime. Now that it has been solved, I see why. Are you not happy? Muyun looked at Qin Xianming and asked. Many things, many times, can't just be happy. After all, this is a country. Qin Xianming sighed. However, they are dead, and if they die, they will die. Qin Xianming shook his head. When people die, there will be ways for someone to die. But little friend, since they are dead, then don't let anyone see them again. Even if it's a corpse. Qin Xianming said. A fire system energy appeared in his body, and he directly burned the corpse of the ancestor of the Qin family, to not even slag. This Qin Xianming and Kinyu turned out to be fire system powers. Don't worry about this, it's absolutely fine. Muyun made an okay gesture and signaled that he didn't have to worry. Let's go. What I just said, I haven't implemented it yet. Muyun continued to move forward and spoke. Good. Then it will be boring to the little friend. Chapter 428. Now, their kin family also needs to use Muyun's hand to deal with some things that are inconvenient for them to make a move. and Qin Shianming also believed that Mu Yan would definitely handle it well and give him a satisfactory answer. Now the ancestors of the Chen family and the descendants of the Chen family have all been killed. Then, the Chen family, there is no need to keep it. Qin Shianming spoke behind Mu Yan. Grandpa, if that's the case, we can't explain it to the other families. After all, their Chen family also has Yuangsan. Qin Yu, who was in the rear, stepped forward and spoke. Yuangsan? When they collaborated with the enemy and commit treason, it was already a capital offense. This crime, even if it is 10 Yuangsan, cannot be offset, even if it's 10 death-free gold medals. Nor can it offset this accusation of treason against the enemy. And the Chen family is not the home we copied. Qin Shianming spoke again. Now, the power of the United States has been accepted by our Qin family, and this matter will be handed over to Pala to do. However, I'm worried that power will be uncontrolled and cause unnecessary trouble. So this matter also needs Mu Yan and Pala to go together. On the one hand, control Pala, on the other hand, can prevent Pala from obtaining valuable information as well as items. Qin Shianming spoke. About this, he has long thought clearly. I'm just running errands. Mu Yan is too lazy to make a move against the Chen family now. However, the materials in the Chen family, Mu Yan was very interested. After all, the Chen family can also be regarded as the leader of the Hua kingdom. The materials that you have, that must be extremely rich. There may even be heavenly materials and earth treasures that Mu Yan can use. Yes, the Chen family has nothing to fight now. Now the Chen family, whoever can run, has run. The remnants of the Chen family fled. It was all tacitly approved by Qin Shianming. Otherwise, they would not be able to run away in Kyoto. After all, if the Chen family is killed completely, it will put the other families in Kyoto at their own risk. Now the main leaders have all been killed by Mu Yan, and the rest will not be able to become any climate at all. I know, then I'll just run it reluctantly. Mu Yan nodded. This time, it was clear that he was only in charge of raiding the house. The current Chen family, Mu Yan's toes can think of it, it is absolutely empty. And the family property in it, it is estimated that smart people will not take it. If you leave alone, you still have a chance to survive. But if you bring supplies and precious items, it can be said that 9 times out of 10, you can't run. After all, this was in Kyoto, under Qin Shianming's nose. Of course, there are still many greedy for money. Let's go, solve one thing at a time. It's just that Pala is now, where is it? Pala would be subdued by Qin Shianming, which Mu Yan had expected for a long time. After all, this Pala and pull, the real strength is counted, that is, the half-step king. Even if he ran into Qin Shianming, he could be beaten down with one move. It's at the Qin family, wait for us to go back. Qin Shianming spoke, leading the way in the upper hand. Long time no see. After Mu Yan and Qin Shianming returned to the Qin family, they saw the long-awaited Pala. Master. When Pala saw Qin Shianming, he hurried forward to ask for peace. It can be seen that he was completely subdued by Qin Shianming. Patriarch, there have just been several families and forces asking for a meeting. But as soon as you weren't there, I sent them back. It's just, they didn't believe my claims. With Qin Shianming's return, the Qin family butler stepped forward and spoke. Believe it or not is their thing. Aren't there old friends who searched the Qin family? Qin Shianming said that it didn't matter if he believed it or not. After all, he is the supreme leader of the Chinese country, and he can explain one by one whether he is there or not. However, he still has a few old friends, and it is estimated that he will not leave so easily. Yes, you have a few old friends who don't believe it, and after turning around, they really didn't see you before leaving. The butler nodded. He knew that it was because of this matter that Qin Shianming would go out and hide for so long. Pala, you and Mu Yan go to the Chen family and search it well. Let's see if the Chen family has allies, and if there are other plans. Qin Shianming looked at Pala and spoke. Yes, master. Pala quickly nodded. After all, this old guy was too terrifying in his eyes. Then let's go. Mu Yan was in front and spoke. This kind of thing of raiding the house, Mu Yan is very good at. Soon, Mu Yan and Pala came to the Chen family. And in the Chen family, it is already full of melon-eating people. Because of his special status, Pala was put on a cloak before the Qin family left. And Mu Yun is not so unsightly. Mu Yun swaggered and entered the Qin family directly. This is up and coming Mu Yun. Which Dragon Court City Lord is it? Although Mu Yun is extremely young, he does not have a cow's family lineage and a background on the surface. But it can't stand Mu Yun's own cow. The Dragon Court created by Mu Yun was a resounding existence in the entire Hua Kingdom. Even the Heavenly Gate, which put everyone at risk at that time, was wiped out by Mu Yun. And the deals reached between the Dragon Court and many family forces. There is also information in Kyoto. Therefore, as soon as Mu Yun appeared, he was recognized. How did he come to Kyoto? Could it be that this matter has something to do with him? Seeing Mu Yun's figure, everyone was questioning. I heard insiders say that this time to calm the civil unrest, Mu Yun has made a great effort. I heard that the civil strife in this military region was calmed by Mu Yun. Among these families, there are naturally some means of their own. All of them, to a greater or lesser extent, obtained some intelligence. SHHH. This Mu Yun, looking only in his 20s, can be so bullish? A skeptical voice emerged. What is that? I heard that in the military region, Kinyu is controlled, and the entire military region is controlled by the Qin family. The main reason is because in the military region, the United States has also sent a King realm powerhouse. However, this was still defeated by Mu Yun. Think about it, how strong Mu Yun really is. This group of melon-eating people knows a lot of things. SHHH. Although Mu Yun looks young, we have special abilities, but we don't know about age. We all practice supernatural abilities together. If it's a gifted demon, children who are only teenagers can far surpass their older elders. This Mu Yun won't cultivate to the realm of kings. At this time, with the discussion, Mu Yun's realm also became a mystery. Chapter 429. After all, even in a village, what is said from one end of the village, and what is said at the other end of the village has changed. Not to mention, that this is Kyoto, which has many families and powers. The words from person to person made Mu Yun inexplicable, and he became a powerful person in the realm of kings. You say, stand, hold it. As soon as Mu Yun approached the Chen family, an 8 or 9-year-old child with a dagger blocked the front. Not old, not small. Mu Yun looked at this stubborn little boy and showed a smile. This little boy is more than too many people. Now the entire Chen family, I'm afraid that only this little boy is guarding. How many people are there in the Chen family? Mu Yun looked at the little boy and asked. I'm alone, but I won't let you enter the Chen family. The little boy raised his head and spoke stubbornly. What is the relationship between you and the Chen family? Are you also a descendant of the Chen family? Mu Yun looked at the little boy and asked. Although it was said that cutting grass had to remove roots, Mu Yun couldn't do such a thing at all. In the last days, the virgin should be killed. It is necessary to bite the 2 words of the virgin and indiscriminately kill innocent people, and even more damn. The most important thing is that Mu Yun saw a shining point in this little boy. Anyway, after he leaves, this little boy will also be starved to death. In the last days, no one will want to give the remaining surplus food to anyone. I'm just a little beggar on this street. However, when I was about to starve to death, the ancestor of the Chen family gave me a steamed bun to let me live until now. Now that the Chen family is in trouble, I must protect the Chen family. The little boy straightened his neck and spoke again. No wonder, you dirty. Mu Yun looked at the little boy. It turned out to be a little beggar. Just because of the grace of meal, he actually gave birth to the idea of protecting the Chen family. Mu Yun, let's not talk nonsense with him. I'll go and destroy him. Pala strode forward and was about to strike at the little boy, and just this momentum made the little boy paralyzed to the ground. King Realm. After Pala burst out of momentum, several people behind him couldn't help but exclaim. This ugly American is actually a King Realm. You dare. Mu Yun snorted coldly in the back and opened his mouth to drink coldly. Mu Yun, I cooperate with you because of the Qin family. Just a smelly beggar. The Qin family being stopped by a beggar. What a thing. Pala suddenly turned around and looked at Mu Yun. It seems that he has a deep hatred for Mu Yun. After all, in his opinion, if there was no Mu Yun, even if Qin Xianming was terrifying, he would have a chance to turn over. However, Mu Yun tied up all the Chen family and controlled all the military districts, causing him to become a light pole. In the end, when the Qin family made a move, he was left. Now Mu Yun actually spoke to him in this tone, and his anger could be imagined. After all, in his opinion, Mu Yun was just a 9th order powerhouse. Although Mu Yun jumped 2 levels in a row, after all, he was only a 9th order superpower. The combat power he has, in his eyes, is not worth mentioning. Although he didn't know how Mu Yun kidnapped so many people from the Chen family, he didn't know how Mu Yun pacified the military region. But in his eyes, a 9th order supernatural could not turn the sky at all. You were stopped by a beggar, not the Qin family. Mu Yun was in the rear and spoke calmly. Find death. Pala now actually turned the spear and rushed towards Mu Yun. What's going on? Why did they suddenly fight with their own people? Dragon Court City Lord probably disdained to be with the Americans. It's a really good show. Looking at Pala, who suddenly attacked Mu Yun, everyone had a good expression. HMPH. Wolf ambition dog thing. Mu Yun looked at the Pala who was attacking him and did not advance and retreat. People just play kings. Dare to be so rampant. Mu Yun snorted coldly and the absolute realm directly enveloped Pala. Late 9th order? Mu Yun is only in the late 9th order. The rumors you just said are all false. Although he is in the late 9th order, he is not a low-level superpower. However, in Kyoto and the military region today, there is no wave at all. Looking at Mu Yun's supernatural energy rank, everyone looked incredulous. After all, in their opinion, a person who can create such a behemoth as the Dragon Court must at least be a 10th order peak realm. How is this possible? It's only the late 9th order. Does this Mu Yun actually want to resist power of the King realm with the late 9th order? Is this Mu Yun crazy? Looking at Mu Yun, who did not advance and retreat, everyone was even more puzzled. HMPH. Just pretending. Mu Yun should know that the Qin family will send someone to protect him in secret. For a while, opinions diverged. But what is different is that this time, there has been a change. Stagnation. Mu Yun coldly spoke, the absolute realm, and directly suppressed the attacking Pala. Is that why you say I'm not worthy? Mu Yun walked forward and slapped Pala fiercely in the face. And Pala, who was only suppressed for a moment, just wanted to resist, but was stunned by this slap. On the one hand, he really couldn't imagine that Mu Yun could use the power of the late 9th order to suppress him. On the other hand, he couldn't figure out why Mu Yun wasn't majoring in physical powers, and he could slap him and almost pass out. Is that you? Mu Yun was instantly very strong, and he fell fiercely. At this time, Pala, it was extremely humiliating. If he wanted to fight back, he would be suppressed by Mu Yun's absolute realm for a moment. And it was at this moment that Mu Yun's fist slapped over. This Mu Yun is simply a rogue. Fists and feet, powers, and flesh together, making him a king realm. There is no chance to fight back at all. He only needs a second gap to fight back. But Mu Yun was a thief, and he didn't give him any chance to fight back. Poof. Pala was beaten by Mu Yun foot, and he attacked his heart in a hurry, and directly spewed out a mouthful of blood. Eileen. What is the situation? Am I looking at the eyes, or are these two acting here? A 9th order psychic who is here to beat up a supernatural in the realm of the king? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. For a moment, everyone watching the battle in Kyoto was stunned. They really couldn't imagine that they could skip the level of battle, and they could actually skip the level to such a point. The 9th order king fighter, that is really an ancient. No one after. Obey? Obey? Mu Yun asked, while teaching Pala a lesson. Chapter 430. Okay, if you hit again, you'll beat him to death. Suddenly, behind Mu Yun, a voice sounded. And this person is the king of the Qin family. Of course, this king is a genuine king realm. Mu Yun already knew that this guy must be following behind. Just now, even if Mu Yun stood there without moving, this king powerhouse would make a move and not let himself be harmed. But Mu Yun didn't eat soft rice. Although this Pala is also a king realm, the power he has, that is, a half-step king, is a little more. Mu Yun has now advanced successfully and has strengthened his bones, and his combat effectiveness is not what it used to be. Beating up a pseudo-king like Pala, there is no pressure at all. Of course, it is also necessary to create a head start. I kept asking him if he was convinced, and he just said he did, and I stopped. But this kid, look down on me, is not convinced at all. Myun heard the words of the person who came, saying that he was also innocent. I didn't mean to keep my hands going. The key is that this pala, the bones are too hard. You keep beating him, so that he doesn't even have a chance to use his powers. Can he have a chance to speak? The middle-aged man looked at Myun and couldn't help but roll his eyes. Myun, this kid is really unreasonable. Seize the opportunity and take advantage of your illness to kill you. That's true, too. But this kid really owes a beating. Myun nodded and finally stopped. At this time, Pala has already been beaten by Myun with more air and less air intake. It's rare to see you strike once and beat people like this. The middle-aged man sighed, lifted Pala up, and turned to leave. This is the king's supernatural power enshrined by the Kin family, Running Wolf. I've only heard of the name of the Running Wolf, but this is the first time I've seen a real person. Seeing the middle-aged man appear, everyone guessed his identity in an instant. This kid, it's really not ordinary. Ordinary 10th order peaks will also be crushed by Pala. Myun 9th order, this kid who can actually fight almost lost his life. Benwolf glanced at the Pala he was holding in his hand, and couldn't help but marvel at Myun's demon. And Benwolf was still extremely in awe of Myun. Because he was injured at that time, it was because of Myun. So many superpower houses, just to find Myun. And Myun was still safe and sound at this time. This proves that there are too many things. Benwolf now thinks about those super strong. They are all palpitations. I'll leave it to you. If you can't make a move, try not to shoot. In the whole of Kyoto, there are not many people who can resist your attack. After all, you kid has black hands. The Running Wolf, who was halfway through, suddenly turned around and said to Myun, "What words? What are these words?" Hearing Benwolf's words, Myun frowned. Even if he is ranked among the decent gentlemen of Huaguo, he is definitely on the list. Would you like to follow me? At this time, Myun's gaze returned to the little boy. Because the suppression of Pala's momentum just made the little boy unable to bear it, but the little boy did not retreat half a step. This is already beyond too many people. I can make it clear in advance that this Chen family, collaborating with the enemy in treason, joined hands with the United States to deal with their own country. The Chen family in your heart is not worth protecting. Myun looked at the little beggar in front of him, patiently, and explained. It doesn't matter if you don't want to, I'll give you something to eat. Myun said, and a little material appeared in his hand. I don't want the materials in your hands. I want to follow you. The little boy looked at Myun and spoke firmly. Collaborators and treason should be killed. The little boy looked down and spoke again. You're good. Myun nodded. This little boy also seemed to be a traverser. After all, a child at such a young age, knowing things and having the courage, surpasses too many adults. This little beggar was actually accepted by the Dragon Court City Lord here. This is a great blessing. This is the existence of a 9th order king who can beat the king. Following Myun, it can be said that you have ascended to the sky in one step. Seeing that the little beggar could be valued by Myun, everyone next to him had envious and jealous expressions. I already knew that they were also blocking the door of the Chen family, and they were awe-inspiring for a time. However, a person like Myun who has eyes like a torch values that sincerity. If he was acting in front of Myun's eyes and blocking in front of Myun, Myun would not hesitate to strike and kill him directly. Let's go to the Chen family and take a look. Myun took the little beggar and walked towards the inner courtyard of the Chen family. Sure enough, people die for wealth and birds. Looking at the Chen family, which was almost emptied, Myun couldn't help but speak. Everyone in the Chen family knew that as long as they fled the Chen family with their treasures, 9 times out of 10, they would not be able to run. But human nature, that's it. They always think they are special, and there is always a survivor bias. And it is this kind of luck psychology that has killed many people. But the Chen family is not just this bit of wealth. The Chen family, there must be hidden materials. After all, everyone has their own hole cards. I believe that the great Chen family is no exception. Forget it. First help the Qin family to see if there is any conspiracy in this Qin family. Mu Yun walked towards the study of the ancestor of the Qin family. After all, he didn't just come to the Qin family to obtain the treasures and materials in it. The most important task is to see if the Qin family has any other conspiracies. What is this stuff? An ancestor of the Qin family? How can you look at this kind of thing? Mu Yun looked at the golden bottle Mei in his hand, couldn't help but pout, and threw it out directly. What a shame. That's not right. Suddenly, Mu Yun realized that something was wrong. What's written in this? Has Chinese culture spread so widely? Mu Yun looked at the Sanskrit in it and took it back again. Mu Yun took the book back and began to translate. Regardless of failure or not, in a week, the American army will overwhelm the border. The entire book was swept away by Mu Yun, and one of the pieces of information was quickly captured by Mu Yun. It's me. If it was someone else, they really couldn't find this clue. I didn't expect it. This country is quite well prepared. Now, my family's supplies are not enough, and I'm still waiting for fights. Mu Yun couldn't help but sigh in admiration. This me country really has ideas. This information is very valuable. Mu Yun said and put the book away directly. Sure enough, it is the most dangerous place, the safest place. Who would have imagined that such an important clue would be hidden in such a book? Of course, Mu Yun could imagine it. Chapter 431. And Mu Yun was attracted by the cover of this book at first sight. After all, he is a decent gentleman. The rest of the matter is to see how many material treasures the Chen family still has now. Mu Yun smiled. Next, it was his time. This is not worth anything. This one is not. He began to search frantically, but Mu Yun couldn't see everything here. I rely on. Could it be that Qin Shianming, this old fellow, let people take it away in batches? Mu Yun suddenly reacted, always feeling that something was wrong. That's how it should be. After searching fruitlessly, Mu Yun couldn't help but scold secretly. Qin Shianming, this guy, will definitely not give up such a big piece of fat to himself. This old guy must have been shipped away long in advance. After all, Qin Shianming also knew that, as long as it was something that entered Mu Yun's hand, it was only in and out. Forget it, I'll let Qin Shianming spit it out for me. Now that Mu Yun has obtained such a valuable thing, he will definitely let Qin Shianming bleed. Originally, Mu Yun provided this kind of information to Qin Shianming for free, but this old guy doesn't talk about morality at all. He had already smuggled all the materials away, and he also let himself come to raid his house with great righteousness. He said that this old guy's not so atmospheric. This is clearly to let yourself search for useful information and clues. Empty. Just as he was about to leave, Mu Yun suddenly heard an empty sound. Empty below? He likes this kind of moment the most, and in this case, there will usually be a baby. Mu Yun landed with one foot and directly stepped out of a large hole on the ground. I leaned, flashed me. Mu Yun was instantly surrounded by jewelry, and he couldn't open his eyes a little. But these things are useless. Jewelry and gold banknotes are useless now. Now is the end times, and living is the most important thing. A bunch of jewelry may not be able to be exchanged for a piece of steamed buns. No wonder it's thrown into the ground. Mu Yun pouted. These things, he also extremely disliked. What is useless? It's all waste. It's all garbage. It's all taking up space. Wait a minute. Just as he was about to turn around and leave, Mu Yun suddenly found a box. This is? He felt the energy fluctuations of the box and opened it. Magical fruit? At this time, Mu Yun's face finally showed a smile. Because, in the box, all the colorful fruits. Moreover, there are a lot of them. Hey. Mu Yun directly threw the box into the small world. This kind of thing, the more the merrier. Give you one, but remember to go back to the dragon court with me and swallow it again. Mu Yun took out a fruit and handed it to the little boy. Thank you, brother. The little boy obediently took the fruit in his hand and opened his mouth to thank him. Forget it, you can eat it now and see what powers can be awakened. Mu Yun thought about it, but still let the little boy awaken his powers at this time. Go ahead. After Mu Yun finished speaking, he directly sent the little boy into the small world. Chuan Tian in the small world will teach this child how to take the fruit of supernatural energy. I didn't find it. There are still fish that had slipped through the net. The people of this kin family are really formalists. So many treasures, none of them were found. And Mu Yun looked at the box in front of him, strode forward again, and opened the box. Eileen. Holy tree. Mu Yun looked at the plants in the box, and couldn't help but speak. This time, it was worth it. Under the kin family, there is such a thing as a holy tree. This Chen family, there are still surprises. Mu Yun moved forward again, directly ignoring the countless gold and silver wealth under his feet. Just these white to Mu Yun. Mu Yun is afraid to occupy the place. Alas, no. Mu Yun searched back and forth several times, but could not find anything of value. However, even if there was only one holy tree, Mu Yun was worth it this time. This is a holy tree. Something that cannot be exchanged for many things. Go to the kin family. Mu Yun was in a good mood now, and walked towards the kin family. Little friend, how is it? Any gains? Looking at Mu Yun who came back, Qin Ming asked with a smile. Is there any gain? Don't you know? However, I did gain a useful piece of information. About the United States. Mu Yun looked at Qin Ming and spoke. About the United States? When Qin Ming heard Mu Yun's words, he instantly became interested. Well, and it's a big deal. Mu Yun nodded and answered. What's the big deal? Let's talk about it. Qin Ming quickly asked. You cleaned up the Chen family before me, and then asked me to go to the Chen family and run errands for you to get information. You're a boring person. Mu Yun waved his hand, and did not directly say the information. Although I got a large box of colorful fruits and a sacred tree. But that was what Mu Yun got by picking up leaks. This kin family, or using himself. Little friend, you said and laughed. Have you ever thought that this Chen family has nothing now because they have handed over all their family property to the United States and gained trust? Otherwise, how could the United States trust the Chen family so much and send to King Realm powerhouses to help the Chen family at once? Qin Ming looked at Mu Yun and said seriously. What you said makes a little sense. Mu Yun nodded, as if agreeing with Qin Ming's point of view. But what about you lying to a fool here? Mu Yun suddenly changed his words. What this old guy said, Mu Yun didn't believe it at all. Little friend, I definitely didn't lie to you. Qin Ming said with a serious look again. That's it. Just know it in your heart. This information is very valuable and related to the survival of China. Don't you want to hear it? Mu Yun waved his hand, indicating that you should not be serious and treat others as fools. I'm going to have something direct now, a direct benefit, you know, coming. Take the crystal nucleus. Qin Ming naturally knew what Mu Yun was thinking, and now he no longer bent around. After all, these things did not have any effect at all here in Mu Yun. Yes. Soon, several large boxes filled with crystal nuclei were carried in front of Mu Yun. Look. Mu Yun, who saw the benefits, directly threw the golden bottle plum to Qin Ming. This, who went to the Chen family to search. Such a useful clue about the survival of the Hua kingdom has been ignored. Qin Ming no longer pretended at this time, and asked directly angrily. After all, he gave all the crystal nuclei. What is the point of pretending? Grandpa, what's wrong? At this time, Qin couldn't help but approach Qin Ming. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 432. After all, Qin Ming, a person with an extremely deep city government, Qin, his own grandson, had never seen his emotional appearance. Now his grandfather is so excited because of a golden bottle plum. Not old? See for yourself. Qin Ming pointed out one of the words and put it in front of Qin. Grandpa, I don't know Sanskrit either. Just tell me what that means. Qin looked at the words on the book and couldn't help scratching his head. Tell your grandson directly. Don't burn your CPU. Mu Yun was behind him and spoke. The Mi Congress is in a week. The soldiers are pressing. Qin Ming took a deep breath and spoke. What? Qin, who heard this information, was also stunned for a moment. The ancestors of the Chen family have been tied up by me for several days. This US pressure should be in these 2 days. At this time, Mu Yan spoke again. The reason why he handed over the information to Qin Shianming so happily and did not continue to blackmail him was because he knew that there was not much time left for Hua Jiuo. However, most of our troops are now in Shenangjia, guarding the beast tide. Qin Yu said in a little panic, if the troops of Shenangjia were sent to the border to resist the attack of the United States, what would happen to the beast tide? At that time, won't it be internal and external? And if the troops of Shenangjia are not transferred, the strength of the United States will be difficult to deal with. You don't have to worry about the Shenangjia beast tide. I'll solve this matter. Waving his hand, Mu Yan spoke. This matter did not need Qin Yu to worry about at all. After all, the beast race is now under Chuantian's control. The most important thing is the beast tide that occurred before, because the materials within the beast race are scarce, and the beast race reproduces extremely fast. That's why there will be a beast tide, colliding with Chinese soldiers, and consuming quantity. Now that Mu Yan is here, he has helped the beast clan solve the problem of materials. The current beast race does not want to continue to fight. After all, as long as it is a race with wisdom, who does not want to be safe? Is Xiaoyao sure you can temporarily stabilize the beast clan? Although Qin Shianming knew a lot of things, he would not know Chuantian's identity in the beast clan. In his opinion, this is an extremely difficult task. Since I said it, I can definitely finish it. Mu Yan nodded. They looked like something comparable to ascending to the sky, and here in Mu Yan, it was a matter of a word. His wife must be listening to herself. Moreover, when Chuantian faces national affairs, I can't be vague. Good. Xiaoyao, you are a great hero of our Hua kingdom. Hearing Mu Yan's promise, Qin Shianming couldn't help but hug Mu Yan forward. The beast tide is a headache for the entire military but helpless. They want to put the beast clan in one pot, but inside the beast clan, there are several beast emperors, and they know. The beast race can be described as soft and hard, and do not eat. Soft and the beast race do not make sense, except for signing an agreement that the king realm is not allowed to participate in the war. The other beast birds do not bird them. As for the hard one, the 3 beast emperors of the beast clan, one is stronger than the other. Let's just say that the unicorn, even if it is 2 superpowers of the same rank, may not be able to fight. What's more, there are 2 beast emperors, who are also extremely powerful. Therefore, for the beast race, Qin Shianming was also extremely troubled. Well, there is no need to talk about this matter. Now that the end times are coming, many of the things that were fought before are no longer useful. Now, we still need superpowers. After all, in the last days, it is the world of the powerful. Mu Yan said. Now, don't care how many troops you have. As long as the supernatural is strong enough, it doesn't matter how many people you have. Of course, if you have countless people, you can also consume the powerful alive. But now in the last days, the number of people that each country has plummeted. Now the so-called tactics of the sea of people are simply impossible to achieve. You just need to bring back all the superpowers who guard the beast tide. Try to be a high-level superpower. Mu Yan said to Qin Yu. After all, Qin Yu is responsible for everything in the military region now. Teacher, is it stable? Qin Yu looked at Mu Yan and asked. Put 10,000 hearts. Very stable. Mu Yan waved his hand, signaling that there was no need to mention this matter again. If the United States brings the beast tribe over this time, the beast clan of our Hua country can resist. Mu Yan smiled and gave Qin Yu an injection of reassuring. The teacher is mighty. Qin Yu quickly nodded and went to deal with this matter. Little friend, this time Hua Jiuo is in trouble. Can you provide support from the Dragon Court? Qin Shianming suddenly looked at Mu Yan and asked. This time, we have to see what kind of battle the United States is. If it's just a small fight, you can handle it yourself, and there is no need for us in the Dragon Court to participate. But if the United States gives up its own development now, does not preserve its strength, but wants to plunder and attack wantonly, I can't stand idly by. Mu Yan spoke. He would definitely not watch his country being attacked. I believe that other families will not stand idly by at this time. Mu Yan spoke again. Jingle bells. Suddenly, a hurried voice sounded. Yes, I'm Qin Shianming. What do you say? Qin Shianming picked up the phone and spoke. What? So fast? How many people are on the other side this time? What specific strength? Qin Shianming listened to the other party's voice and frowned. What? How did the United States send so many people this time? Qin Shianming couldn't help but ask. In the last days, people are also a very cherished resource. Even if the United States wants to fight this time, the first battle should be a trial. The other side is so far away from us, with so many troops. How did it reach our Chinese border so quickly? Qin Shianming asked again. The strength of several countries? Hearing this, Qin Shianming's face finally changed suddenly. Several countries. It turned out to be several countries. Hold on, don't panic. We have received information a long time ago, and are now sending troops to support. Today, the strength of our Hua country is not afraid of the provocations of any country at all. Qin Shianming quickly stabilized his mind. Others can be chaotic, but he can't be chaotic. If he is chaotic, the entire Hua kingdom will be chaotic. If there is any situation, report it in time. Qin Shianming said and hung up the phone. The strength of several countries? Mu Yun saw Qin Shianming hang up the phone and came over and asked. Chapter 433. Mu Yun is also a person who has experienced a big scene when the sea tide flooded the Dragon Court and the second civilization has arrived in the Dragon Court. Mu Yun has not panicked. But now, it's not just the United States that is pressing. There are several countries, that is, the resources of several countries, the combat power of several countries, etc., all integrated. The United States itself is strong enough. The United States itself is more than too many countries. Now come, it is estimated that they are all strong countries. This time, Hua Guo really encountered a disaster. Yes, several countries. And this time, the other side has a strong army, and there is no intention of discussion at all. There is no room for bargaining either. I want to take down the country of Hua in one go. Qin Shianming spoke. The other party's intentions were now obvious. This time, thanks to your shot, the Chinese civil war can end in such a short time. Otherwise, if you worry about internal and external troubles, I'm afraid that Hua Guo will soon be defeated by the other party. Qin Shianming looked at Mu Yun and thanked him sincerely. Don't talk about this yet. Hurry, deploy all the troops and replenish all the materials. The most important thing is to guard the border of China. Mu Yun waved his hand. Now saying this, there is no point at all. The most important thing now is to protect the country of China. The land of Hua Guo, not an inch can be allowed. Since it is a multi-country pressing realm, Mu Yun's Dragon Court will not stand idly by. Now, Hua Guo has issued an emergency summoning order. All the people of the Hua kingdom must fight for the Hua kingdom. We, Hua Guo, do not allow anyone's bullying. Mu Yun said coldly. Good. Qin Shianming took a deep look at Mu Yun, and he liked Mu Yun more and more. Although he is a chicken thief, he will never drop the chain in the face of great right and wrong, in the face of national morality. Mu Yun, very good. Call an emergency meeting. On the one hand, Qin Shianming dispatched troops to the border to provide support, and on the other hand, he quickly asked the generals of the entire Chinese country to discuss. Mu Yun, the urgent summoning order still needs you to issue it. Of course, you don't represent yourself, nor do you represent the Dragon Court. You represent our entire official Hua Guo. Represent our entire Hua Guo. Qin Shianming looked at Mu Yun and said impassionately. Hua Guo emergency notice. Appoint Mu Yun as the supreme handling of urgent matters in China. Effective immediately from now on. Suddenly, everyone in the entire Hua kingdom received this message. Hua Guo emergency notice. 3 messages in a row. As long as there is a mobile phone and a display, they have seen the content. This Dragon Court City Lord Mu Yun? What happened all of a sudden? Looking at the information that appeared on the mobile phone, everyone vaguely felt that something was wrong. And it's a big deal. Although they didn't know why they appointed Mu Yun, they didn't know what was happening now. However, this emergency notice, as well as the words of the highest person in charge of urgent matters, are not fools, and they can understand the meaning. Urgent. In the last days, the official of the Chinese country has not released the word urgent. There is no such thing as the highest deal of urgent matters in this entitle. This time, there must be a big problem in Huaguo. It could even be a catastrophe. Leader, this is your exclusive permission. As Mu Yun was appointed, several people quickly brought Mu Yun to a conference room. In the conference room, there are a lot of computer monitors and so on. Among them, more high-tech products are even more dazzling. Mu Yun was also stunned, and suddenly, he was given this identity. Hurry up and issue an emergency summoning order. You will draw up the content. Just publish it directly with my permissions then. Mu Yun looked at a bunch of instruments, and he didn't have the heart to mess with these things. Yes. Drafting documents, these things, they are best at. Soon, an emergency summoning order was drawn up. After all, this is not a long story. The content is okay, but it's both rigid and soft, understand? Write another copy. Mu Yun read the proposed content and shook his head, indicating that he was not satisfied. Rigidity and softness, both hard and soft. Otherwise, it will definitely be lively at first. Mu Yun just wants everyone to move. Don't be at that time. People have called home, and the lively ones just want to help. Yes. The new document was quickly drawn up again. That's it. Release it. Mu Yun glanced at the content and nodded, indicating that he could. After issuing the emergency summoning order, let them assemble as quickly as possible. Those who grind and rub, and those who delay not participating in the war to see the excitement, wait for the matter to be resolved, and directly expel from the Chinese country. Mu Yun stood up and spoke again. Yes, Mu Yun is really domineering. With a set of combined fists, many forces and families that originally had no patriotism also need to be seriously considered now. Leader, where are you going? Seeing Mu Yun turn around and leave, several staff members in the rear also quickly stood up. After all, here, Mu Yun still needs to control it. Now that Mu Yun has been appointed as the supreme processor of emergency matters, only Mu Yun has this qualification to handle this aspect in this regard. Now that Mu Yun was ready to leave, they must have lost their backbones. I'll be back soon. Mu Yun did not stay, and walked directly out of the conference room. Chuyu, take me to Shenangjia. Mu Yun now, there is one more thing to deal with. The matter of the beast tide of the beast race now, as well as the matter of the spiritual vein. Mu Yun wanted to quickly incorporate the spiritual vein into the small world within this time. This time is not long. Moreover, the spiritual vein can solve the problem of the arrival of materials in the small world, and it can solve many unprepared needs. Good. Chuyu looked at Mu Yun's solemn expression, and it was rare that he did not show an unhappy expression again. Wife, let's move the spiritual vein into the small world with me first. Now that China is besieged by many countries, I still need to rush back in the shortest time. Mu Yun invited Chuantian and Kaio out in the small world. Good. Uncle Killin. Second uncle, I need your help. Among the fragments of Chuantian's awakened memory, although no Hua kingdom was besieged. However, this situation, she will definitely not be ambiguous. Good. The three of them nodded quickly. After all, Mu Yun didn't let them help for free. The materials given by Mu Yun last time were extremely huge. So now they help Mu Yun, they are also willing. Right ahead. Several people quickly went to the location of the spiritual vein. Chapter 434. Here, Mu Yun looked at the mountains wrapped in rocks in front of him and asked, "This is it?" Chuantian nodded affirmatively. In her territory, whether this was a spiritual vein or not, she had long known. It was just because she knew the peculiarity of the spiritual vein to Mu Yun, so she had not minded. How big is this true spiritual vein? Now Mu Yun still doesn't know this spiritual vein. What exactly is it? Big, wide. Chuantian replied. Uncle Killin, trouble you, polish it. Chuantian looked at Killin and spoke. Nowadays, the wood system is the most suitable for polishing the rocks outside the spiritual vein. The wood energy will not harm the spiritual vein, and it will be polished more carefully. Good. Leave it to me. Killin nodded and quickly mobilized the wood energy in his body. Mu Yun always felt that the Killin should have reached the second realm of the King realm and opened the second shackles. Because Mu Yun had also seen the powerhouse of the King realm, the aura and momentum that erupted from the Killin body were still very different. Click, click. As the Killin urged the energy, the rocks above the spiritual veins made a sound. Boom. Numerous rocks and trees with dry soil, etc., fall off instantly, and the spiritual vein is slowly revealed. Wow. An extremely pure and majestic energy burst out in an instant. This rock and soil really play a good role in shelter and cover. Otherwise, I'm afraid that this place would have been mined long ago. Of course, this spiritual vein was still discovered by the official Hua Kingdom and the Beast Emperor. That's why he became the Mu Yun he is today. Such a big spiritual vein. Mu Yun looked at it and had a feeling that he couldn't see the edge. This spiritual vein made Mu Yun drool. What a profit. Mu Yun smiled. This spiritual vein is enough to support the small world for a long time. Moreover, there are too many materials that can be produced. Goddess, this spiritual vein can create several beast races of the king realm. Killen looked at the undulating spiritual veins and couldn't help but speak. What kind of area and length this spiritual vein is, you know from the beginning. Why do you suddenly say this now? Reluctant? Chuan Tian heard Killen's words and asked. I didn't mean that. Although this spiritual vein is good, it can only be absorbed and used without starving to death. In the last days now, the most important thing is to live. Killen did know the length of the spiritual vein, and so on from the beginning, but the materials were the most important thing for today's beast race. This is why they agreed to exchange supplies for spiritual veins. Now it is still a little difficult for you to collect the spiritual vein into the small world alone. We need to help you. Chuan Tian said to Mu Yun. This is natural hard work, seniors. Mu Yun nodded. This spiritual vein is too big. Mu Yun alone couldn't shake all the spiritual veins underground. Just don't forget what we discussed before. The kiss opened in the back, and he went straight to the door. This kiss, although it has a big temper, but when you do things, it is also very painful. Up. Everyone exerts all their energy together to shake the spiritual vein. Mu Yun quickly opened the small world, and the spiritual vein was moved to Mu Yun's small world under the efforts of everyone. And the small world became different in an instant with the entry of the spiritual vein. The air in the small world has become even richer. In the air, there is a thick amount of energy floating around. Thank you, seniors. Mu Yun felt the changes in the small world and sincerely held his fist and spoke. At that time, providing more supplies is better than anything else. Kiss waved his hand and spoke. It's better to be practical than 1,000 words. Don't worry. Mu Yun nodded and directly handed over a large amount of materials to Chuan Tian. Mu Yun is not that kind of inescapable person. Seniors, now that Hua Jiuo is in trouble, I need to rush back quickly. This batch of materials should be enough for the beast race to consume for a while. During this period, please don't be impatient and don't initiate an incident. Hua Jiuo will solve the external troubles and will definitely thank the beast race. Mu Yun looked at Chuan Tian and Killen and the others and spoke. After all, the entire beast race, the few people who spoke the most, were here. As long as they agree, no one in the beast clan dares to act rashly, and they will obediently be in Shenanjia. Don't worry, the current national crisis, even if our beast clan can't make any efforts, we will definitely not add to the chaos. Chuan Tian nodded, indicating that there was no problem. Now that there are supplies, what kind of fighting? Kiss said as he spoke. Then everyone, I will leave first. Mu Yun hugged his fist and let Chu teleport directly. Now, he has become the highest person to handle urgent matters in China, so all urgent matters must be handled. At this time, in the summit room of China. How good is this? A general couldn't help but sigh. You just live a good life and make your bones too soft. Since they are coming to attack us, then fight. Hearing the words of such negative emotions, the man on the side couldn't help it. That's right. We, Hua Jiuo, will not compromise this time. As soon as this sentence came out, it instantly attracted several voices of approval. Why is it bullying no one in our Hua kingdom? Hit him. Several voices echoed. Don't worry, I feel that we still need to talk to a few countries first to see what they really think. And see if they are united or not. It's not just the United States that came this time, and we can't just think about fighting. We need to be careful. Qin Shanming was in the middle and spoke. And the most crucial point, if we can get them into a civil war, then we can get the best result at the lowest cost. At all times, you must know how to use leverage. Now it is a laborious lever, which can be changed into a labor-saving lever by means. The eyeliner we put in various countries can also be used. After all, these are extraordinary times. Even if there is a risk of exposure, you must have real-time and accurate information. Qin Shianming spoke again. Yes. Yes. As the leaders deliberated, a detailed plan was quickly drawn up and distributed to each general. Mu Yan, how is the summoning order? After Qin Shianming finished the meeting, he saw Mu Yan, who had just returned, and asked, "Look at the message reply." Mu Yan opened the page and spoke. Chapter 435. At this time, various responses are displayed on the screen. Whoever violates my country will be condemned from afar. In the current national crisis, my Liu family is bound to rush to the front. If I retreat at this moment, I will lose the meaning of living. In the last days, there are more important things than living. I'm crazy city. Will definitely go to war. The many words made Qin Shianming feel like tears. At this time, the national crisis is now, and the country of China needs people the most. Now that the Lion family lacks materials, there are only a few people with extraordinary abilities. I'm afraid that I cannot contribute to the country of China. I'm deeply sorry. The Axe family has run out of food, and there are problems walking. I'm afraid it will be difficult to support. Of course, there are hot-blooded men, and there will be those who retreat and want to see the liveliness. Alas, most of the forces are willing to participate in the war. Let's do this for the time being. If we need support in the end, then deploy all the forces and families in China. Seeing this information, Qin Shianming sighed helplessly and said, after all, he had already expected this situation, and it was also within his acceptable range. This Lion family, last time in my Dragon Court traded a lot of materials. In addition to the materials needed by the Qin family, he can rank in the top 3. Now, you're actually telling me this? Mu Yan frowned when he saw the Lion family's reply. At this time, there are still some families and forces that are watching. If it was like this, according to Qin Shianming's words, I'm afraid that the family watching will also refuse to fight. After all, there are people with conscience and a bottom line, and there are many villains who see sewing needles. That's it. Now gather people and prepare for battle. The official strength of the Chinese country and the supernatural have all arrived at the border to fight. Now we can't afford it. Qin Shianming sighed again. If it was stable now, without their attack, then Qin Shianming could still pull out his hand to solve these problems. However, now that the great enemy is present, he can no longer withdraw and deal with these problems. Since I'm the supreme handling of urgent matters, since they are so faceless, you have no way to go. I can go. 1 hour. I will let them go to war. Mu Yan said to Qin Shianming. Little friend, don't consume yourself now. Qin Shianming knew that Mu Yan wanted to convince them. Now, it's not the time for self-consumption. The enemy outside, which has not yet been solved, fights from within, which will only accelerate defeat. You don't have to, just trust me. Mu Yan waved his hand. Fight? That's definitely going to be hit. But as for consumption, it shouldn't be much. I'll come when I go. Mu Yan said nothing, and directly asked Chu Yu to lead him to teleport the Lion family. Because the Lion family needed a lot of materials, they used Chu Yu's teleportation. The location of the Lion family, Chu Yu has been there. Open the city gates. I have something to discuss with your master. As soon as Mu Yan arrived, he spoke angrily. Who's down there? The supernatural above the city head looked at Mu Yan who suddenly appeared and did not recognize it immediately. Your grandpa Mu Yan. Mu Yan was below, without any good temper. Maid, who dares to do this? Mu Yan? Dragon Court City Lord? The powerful man at the head of the city just wanted to fight back, but suddenly reacted to Mu Yan's 2 words, and was stunned for a moment. This is Dragon Court City Lord Mu Yan? Muan City Lord. You wait, we will inform the owner immediately. If it is Mu Yan, it is his grandfather, then it is still his honor. No thanks. Difficulty. Mu Yan directly took off into the air. This time the Lion family refused to fight, which means that Mu Yan will definitely not give him a good look. Mu Yan, this is not a moral kidnapping. In the current national crisis, you should be shrunken turtles, just waiting to sit and enjoy it. Moreover, if you are as the information says, you are short of materials, and there are only a few remnants of the defeated general, you will not be forced. But the Lion family soldiers are strong, more than most families and forces, and you are now here as a shrunken turtle, and you are still crying miserably? Don't face City Lord Mew. Please don't. Looking at Mew Yun, who was directly taking off, the powerful person at the head of the city was instantly anxious. After all, he didn't know if he needed to attack Mew Yun or not, whether he could attack Mew Yun. Mew Yun's identity is too special. Now the materials used in their city are all provided by Mew Yun, and Mew Yun forced his way into the Lion family. This is also not allowed. City Lord Mew, please don't force us. A psychic spoke bitterly. He also did not expect that today he was on duty, there would be such a difficult thing. Forcing you? Don't make your Lion family so noble. Mew Yun snorted coldly and landed directly on the head of the city. And Chuyu has long been sent to the small world by Mew Yun. Repression. Looking at a few powerful people who shot at him, Mew Yun snorted coldly, and the absolute realm directly suppressed them. Although Mew Yun is only in the late 9th order now, there is no problem in playing the 10th order. These few shrimp soldiers and crab generals could not cause any obstruction to Mew Yun at all. Boom. Seeing Mew Yun move, the surrounding powerhouses instantly surrounded him. This is what your Lion family said. There are only a few superpowers, only a few remnants of the defeated generals. Mew Yun looked at such a number of superpowers just at the head of the city and couldn't help but sneer. City Lord Mew, what you say, we don't understand. Refusing to fight, this is a decision made by the head of the Lion family. These little soldiers, don't know what the situation is. Now that the troops of many countries are pressing the border, and the country is in trouble, your Lion family has come up with a few remnants of the army, and defeated generals to fool them. That's it, I can't talk to you, Mew Yun said, and moved forward again. And the powerful person in front of him, knowing that he was invincible, had to block forward. Let him in. Suddenly, a voice came. Young master. After hearing this voice, everyone secretly breathed a sigh of relief. After all, the person who opened his mouth is the only son of the head of the Lion family. His words have absolute control in the Lion family. Now that he has spoken, the rest of the matter has nothing to do with them. City Lord Mew, welcome. The young master of the Lion family stretched out his palm forward and welcomed it. Father refuses to fight. I've been persuading him for a long time, but I don't know why he still refused. This time City Lord Mew came just right. If my father refuses again, we will force the palace together. Tie him up. The young master of the Lion family looked at Mew Yun and said seriously, yes. Mew Yun looked at the young master of the Lion family with interest and nodded. After all, here, Mew Yun does not have much time and someone to cooperate. Naturally it is the best. Chapter 436. Moreover, this person is still the young master of the Lion family, the future ruler. With this kind of person cooperating with himself, Mew Yun would save a lot of effort. You are the Dragon Court City Lord? The young master of the Lion family looked at Mew Yun and asked with a look of adoration. Yes. Mew Yun nodded. Hello, my name is Lion Xiang. Lion Xiang stretched out his palm and spoke. Do you know why your father refused to fight? Mew Yun asked a question that everyone found funny. If you don't want to fight, you just want to reap the benefits of the fisherman, and you don't want to spend your own strength. Anyway, it's a ghost. Father seems to be afraid of something. I know my father. If it is normal, this kind of thing, I'm afraid that he will be the first to sign up. If my father hadn't had such an iron-boned heart, he wouldn't have become the Lion family he is today. When it comes to his father, Lion Xiang still admires him. What are you afraid of? Mew Yun frowned when he heard Lion Xiang's words. The head of the Lion family, does he also know something insider? Now, even Mew Yun didn't know too many detailed things in it. Let's go and ask my father. Lion Xiang pointed to a room in front of him and spoke. Good. Mew Yun nodded, followed Lion Xiang's steps, and came to a room. Father. Lion Xiang knocked politely on the door and spoke. Come in. In the middle of the room, the voice of a middle-aged man sounded. Father, look, who did I bring here? Lion Xiang pointed to Mew Yun behind him and spoke. Mew Yun? Seeing Mu Yun's figure, the head of the lion family instantly stood up. "Are you?" asked the cheap owner with great surprise. After all, Mu Yun entered the lion family, and as the head of the family, he did not receive any information at all. "How did I get into Lion's house?" Mu Yun sneered and asked. "Father, I brought Mu Iron City Lord into our lion family." Lion Xiang opened his mouth to the head of the lion family. "You. It's really my big boy." The head of the lion family sighed. The last thing he wanted to see now was anyone about the official Hua kingdom. Of course, including Mu Yun. He thought that if he hid, there would be nothing, but he didn't expect that his eldest son would directly lead Mu Yun in. It is difficult for family thieves to prevent. Patriarch Lion, it's finally time to see you. It's such an honor. Mu Yun stretched out his palm with a mocking face. City Lord Mu, I'm really sorry, you came to the lion family, I didn't have time to go out to greet you. The lion family master also did not have any face, and opened his mouth to ridicule. It doesn't matter. Now that the country is in trouble, I only hope that the lion family can support the Hua country. After all, this time the Hua country has suffered more than just a country's attack. Mu Yun was straight to the point, and there was no more unnecessary nonsense. City Lord Mu, with all due respect, our lion family, this time we really can't support Hua Guo. The lion family master also did not have any unnecessary words, and directly refused. But, Mu Yun couldn't help but laugh out loud and nodded. But there is a reason. Just now Lion Xiang also said that his father seemed to be afraid of something. So Mu Yun must know if there is something difficult to say in this. Alternatively, he could get a little useful information from the lion family master. Without bitterness, the lion family is now defeated. I'm afraid it can only drag down the country of China. Patriarch Lion shook his head and spoke. Father, today's national crisis is now. How can we say this? Lion Xiang stepped forward and asked anxiously. You are a child's family, what do you understand? The lion family master waved his hand, interrupting Lion Xiang's words. But, father, Lion Xiang still didn't hold back, and wanted to speak again. Of course, the lion family master did not give him a chance to speak again. City Lord Mu, please come back. The lion family master stood up and actually made a gesture of invitation. Mu Yun hadn't thought that the lion family master could not give himself face to this extent. Then your lion family's materials don't have any dealings with the dragon court in the future. Mu Yun stood up and spoke. Mu Yun is also domineering in return. Don't you give me face? Then I will directly cut off your supplies to you. Now in the last days, without supplies, no matter how much cattle you are, it is useless. Good. All rely on the city lord. Patriarch Lion nodded, without any hesitation. You lion family, there is no need to exist. Mu Yun glanced at the lion family and spoke again. City Lord Mu, is this going to be strong? Patriarch Lion looked at Mu Yun and asked. Not really. In the current national crisis, you should be blind. When shrunken head turtle. The country is gone. What are you still doing in the lion family? Mu Yun sneered. He was not a threat. This was a fact. Then today, City Lord Mu will eat here before leaving. The lion family master suddenly blocked in front of Mu Yun and spoke coldly. Gee, that's nice. Mu Yun looked at the lion family master. He had thought that the lion family master would not give him face. But he didn't expect that this lion family master actually wanted to detain him here. City Lord Mu, entering the lion family alone, you really have courage. Just now, the lion family master has already investigated everything clearly. Only Mu Yun himself came here. In this case, it is easy to say. Directly buckle Mu Yun here. Everything is easy to say. After all, you lion family, I can solve it alone. What am I taking so many people for? Mu Yun couldn't look at the lion family master at all. Father. At this time, Lion Xiang stepped forward and knelt down in front of the lion family master. Even if we can't help Hua Guo, we can't tie up City Lord Mu. We can't be sinners in China. Lion Xiang said with tears in his eyes. He really couldn't figure out why his father would do this. His father, Iron-blooded Danzin, wouldn't be like this at all. Mu Yun, I have your information here, but it's just the early ninth order. Even if your combat power is outstanding, but the ninth order is the ninth order. Come on. Array. Patriarch Lion said loudly. Yes. In an instant, 6 people appeared directly. Master Lion, I have been prepared for a long time. Mu Yun looked at the several superpowers who appeared and couldn't help but admire. This Lion family master didn't just think about not helping Hua Guo. Even think about how to trap the official people of the Chinese country. Don't talk nonsense. Keep him. The Lion family master clearly knows that the villain dies of talking too much. Therefore, today's Lion family master did not have any nonsense, directly opened his mouth, let everyone do it directly, and did not give Mu Yun any chance to resist at all. Chapter 437. You really? Mu Yun looked at the supernatural who rushed up, and couldn't help but nod. They even dared to strike at themselves. Now Mu Yun has the identity of the highest handling of urgent matters in the country of China, and what he represents is the official of the country of China, the entire country of China. Die. Today's Mu Yun does not leave any feelings. Since you dare to attack yourself, you must also pay the corresponding price. Poof. Those who attacked Mu Yun, although there were no low-level powers. However, it is basically in the 8th order and the 9th order, and there are very few of the 10th order. After all, many forces may not have a 10th order until now. The Lion family really ranks very high among various forces and families. However, this is simply not enough for Mu Yun to fight 9th order and 8th order powerhouses, as long as they are in Mu Yun's absolute realm. That didn't have any ability to resist at all, and Mu Yun just made them kneel directly with just one word. Especially the 8th order superpowers, they directly lost their lives. There are only a few 9th order peak powerhouses who can still hold on. Although they are both 9th order powers, the gap between them is too big. Mu Yun is now, but even a half-step king, can be pressed and beaten. How is this possible? The head of the Lion family looked at everything in front of him, his expression first from incredulity to shock, and then to fear. Mu Yun is only in the late 9th order, but the combat power he possesses makes people feel panic. We also have 2 10th order powers. Even if he is strong, he can't beat a late 10th order powerhouse. The butler beside the Lion family master couldn't help but tremble and speak up. The Lion family master waved his hand and said viciously, "You want to die too?" Mu Yun looked coldly at the several superpowers who rushed up, snorted coldly, and asked, "City Lord Mu, your combat power is indeed terrifying, but you only have the strength of the late 9th order, and the 2 of us are 10 orders. Please don't make it difficult for us." The 2 10th order superpowers can also be regarded as having eaten Mu Yun's grain, so they still respect Mu Yun. "I'm not going to make it difficult for you, but on the battlefield, you are very much needed for combat effectiveness. Fighting between you and me is the least interesting thing." Mu Yun looked at the 2 10th order powerhouses and said seriously, 10th order powers, at present, are still very rare. It can be said that such powerful people as them can influence large-scale battle conditions. You can choose now. Join my dragon court. My dragon court. I will definitely not treat you badly. However, I, the dragon court, must have chosen to stand up in the face of national difficulties. If you want to be a shrunken turtle, I won't force you. Mu Yun spoke again, and threw out an olive branch. Mu Yun, you ran to my lion's house, to dig the foot of the wall. Now, you know you're afraid? Want to use this means to obtain self-protection? I tell you, no way. Hearing Mu Yun's words, the Lion family master sneered and opened his mouth to mock. I do. I'm willing to join the dragon court. Before the 2 10th order powerhouses could speak, the 2 9th order peak powerhouses spoke. First of all, Mu Yun's absolute realm was too much pressure on them. Secondly, the 2 of them don't want to be this shrunken turtle. Good. Mu Yun looked at the 2 9th order powerhouses and extended his thumb. After all, 9th order superpowers are also extremely scarce today. Both of you. The Lion family master, who had just mocked Mu Yun, couldn't help but become angry when he saw that the 2 9th order superpowers actually took the initiative to join Mu Yun. This situation also made him worry about the movement of the 2 10th order powers. I would like to too. At this time, the powerhouse of the early 10th order spoke. Red Lotus, you. The late 10th Order powerhouse couldn't help but tighten his heart when he saw his partner defecting to Mu Yun at this time. Because he doesn't want to be this shrunken-headed turtle either. City Lord Mu. Each for its own master. And please don't blame me. When the late 10th Order powerhouse saw such a scene, he knew that Mu Yun couldn't stay. On your knees. Looking at the 10th Order late stage powerhouse who rushed up, Mu Yun didn't bother to move, and the absolute realm directly enveloped him. Boom. In the incredible gaze of everyone, the late 10th Order powerhouse knelt straight in front of Mu Yun. Is this acting? The Lion family master looked at the scene in front of him and couldn't help but doubt his eyes. Could it be that these late 10th Order powerhouses also wanted to join Mu Yun, but they were embarrassed on the surface, so they came to a deeper way to surrender? At this time, the powerhouse of the late 10th Order was in a cold sweat. Mu Yun obviously only has the realm of the late 9th Order, but in Mu Yun's domain, he didn't have any ability to resist at all. Could it be that Mu Yun hid his strength? However, this is in the middle of the battle. If Mu Yun is a 10th Order, even if it is a 10th Order peak, he can also perceive it. Unless Mu Yun is a king realm and hides his strength. I would love to. As soon as the idea was born in his mind, he directly surrendered. After all, there is a supernatural in the realm of kings, and he has a fart. You guys. You bunch of trash. The Lion family master looked at the powerful people who had defected one after another and couldn't help but scold angrily. I still want Laotzu to personally take action. The Lion family master strode forward and the surging energy was instantly released. 10th Order peak. Mu Yun looked at the energy that erupted from the body of the Lion family master and couldn't help but speak. It is not for nothing that this honest family owner can develop the Lion family to this point. His own strength is very strong. Mu Yun, they accompany you to act, but I will definitely not accompany you to act. After I catch you in a moment, I will entertain you well. The Lion family master strode forward, and the surrounding wood energy entwined the entire area. Gee. Mu Yun snorted coldly, and the wooden vines that attacked Mu Yun instantly withered. Wither. Mu Yun spoke again, and saw that the body of the Lion family master had changed. At this time, the Lion family master understood that everyone was not acting just now. Mu Yun is indeed strong enough. However, he could know that Mu Yun was just a superior in strength. Mu Yun's strength is only in the late 9th Order. He has a chance. As long as Mu Yun is defeated, then the rest of the things can be easily solved. Kill. Mu Yun's absolute domain expanded again, shrouding the Lion family master. The Lion family master felt his body collapse and couldn't help but break out in a cold sweat. Mu Yun's 9th Order magical energy actually wanted to drain all his life force. Chapter 438. You know, here's a 10th Order pinnacle. Mu Yun's supernatural energy rank, in his hands, should be hanged. But the truth made him unacceptable. Boom. Mu Yun used the energy of the realm and came directly to the Lion family master's side. Boom. Mu Yun fell fiercely with a punch, and the strength and bones made Mu Yun break through the air with a punch. The Lion family master also reacted quickly, and quickly used the vine to resist. And Mu Yun's punch directly made the vines reveal a huge hole. How is this possible? The Lion family master looked at the scene in front of him, and he was directly stunned. He didn't even know if Mu Yun was a physical power or an absolute realm now. How could Mu Yun's flesh be so strong? Repression. Mu Yun did not give the Lion family master a chance to react, and attacked at the same time in the absolute domain in the flesh. At this time, the owner of the Lion family can only keep passive defense. He was a 10th Order peak, but now he was beaten by the 9th Order peak Mu Yun. Kill. Mu Yun spoke again, giving the Lion family master a feeling that he had more than enough and was insufficient. Mu Yun is too strong. If Mu Yun was of the same rank as him, it was estimated that he would not be able to hold up a single move. Poof. Finally, the Lion family master missed a move under Mu Yun's repeated attacks, and was punched in the chest by Mu Yun. And this punch made the Lion family master with strong vitality unable to bear it, and directly spewed out a mouthful of blood. Boom. Mu Yun's other punch also followed with a bang and fell fiercely. Boom. This huge impact directly caused the entire room to collapse directly. City Lord Mu. Please also spare your father. At this time, Lion Xiang suddenly blocked in front of Mu Yun, knelt on the ground, and pleaded. Do you feel any changes in your father lately? Mu Yun looked at Lion Xiang and asked. There is such a little change, but, hearing Mu Yun's words, Lion Xiang was suddenly stunned. Because my father has really changed recently. After all, if it was in peacetime, his father would definitely choose to fight at the first time. At the moment of national disaster, his father still sees the big right and wrong very clearly. Your father, he has been controlled by his psychic mind. Mu Yun didn't have anything to hide, and spoke directly. Otherwise, your father would not have been defeated by me so easily. His body is controlled, and he can't bring out all his strength. That's why I suppressed it in such a short period of time. The energy of this Lion family master is extremely pure and strong. However, he is capable of control, but he is not proficient. This represents a lot of things, so Mu Yun will ask the Lion family master if his temperament has changed greatly. What? Hearing Mu Yun's words, Lion Xiang's heart palpitated. This person who is together day and night, and he calls his father every day, is actually controlled? If Mu Yun hadn't appeared, I'm afraid he wouldn't be able to find out yet. The last time you signed a trade deal, your father went in person, right? Mu Yun had seen the Lion family master. That's why Mu Yun's impression of the Lion family master is so profound. Yes, my father said that the material matter is of great significance, so I went there in person. Lion Xiang said thoughtfully. Xiangja, do you believe his nonsense now? At this time, the voice of the Lion family master sounded. Father, it's not that I don't believe it. It's a fact, that's it. In the current national crisis, your character will not shrink. Nowadays, your behavior has indeed changed too much. Lion Xiang synthesized the recent changes in his father, and also found clues. Too big. That's because of the problem in your heart. I have taught you, since I was a child, don't see the wind or the rain. Now, Mu Yun is just 2 sentences, and he has provoked the relationship between our father and son. You're really not mature. The Lion family master snorted coldly and spoke. Panchai Chang. You're really haunted. Last time I defeated your mental power to you, I didn't expect that you would be able to recover to the ability to control a 10th order peak powerhouse in such a short time. At this time, Mu Yun no longer listened to Panchai Chang's nonsense. What Panchai Chang? I don't understand what you mean by this. When the Lion family master heard Mu Yun's words, his face changed. Panchai Chang of the Gate of Heaven? At this time, the late 10th order powerhouse frowned after hearing this name. Now that you've gone here, what are you still pretending to be here? Mu Yun looked at the pretending Lion family master, snorted coldly, and spoke. Although I can't kill the Lion family master because of you, I only need to put you under house arrest, and you will have no possession value. This Panchai often controls the Lion family master, which is nothing more than wanting to stir up trouble. Mu Yun only needed to put the Lion family master under house arrest, and he directly became a decoration. Mu Yun. Hearing Mu Yun's words, the Lion family lord showed resentment on his face. Why, you are everywhere. Panchai was often in Wanwan, and he was also directly flattened by Mu Yun. Then he controlled the Dragon Court's powerhouse, but he was also directly beaten by Mu Yun and almost scattered. He also obtained an adventure, so that he could barely control the 10th order peak of the Lion family master. Originally, he thought that, if he was far away from Mu Yun, he would be able to feel comfortable and sit back and relax. But Mu Yun actually found here. Why? Because you damn it. Mu Yun snorted coldly. This Panchai Chang. 10,000 times of death. It is not enough. City Lord Mu. He controls his father. What are we going to do? Just like Mu Yun said, you can't slaughter the Lion family master just because Panchai Chang controls the Lion family master. Don't worry, my power, but the absolute realm. For this intangible thing, there is a miracle. Mu Yun said, directly through the absolute realm, firmly control the Lion family master. Absolute realm again. Absolute realm again. At this time, the Lion family master spoke angrily. Gee. This time, you don't want to escape. Mu Yun sneered, manipulated the absolute realm, and directly drilled into the brain consciousness of the Lion family master. Boom. As Mu Yun's realm energy entered, the Lion family master directly collapsed to the ground. Father, Master. As the Lion family master collapsed to the ground, several anxious voices quickly sounded. Don't worry. As long as I force Panchai and Chang's mental power out, your father will soon recover as before. After all, the wood system is powerful, and the life is great. Mu Yun waved his hand, signaling that everyone did not have to worry. At that time, the white bear was beaten into something by Mu Yun, and in the end, it was not alive. Therefore, at this time, the Lion family master does not need to worry about you at all. City Lord Mu, you must. Lion Xiang looked at his father, who was paralyzed on the ground, with pleading in his voice. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 439. Look at your son, fight more. You, a 10th order peak powerhouse, are instead controlled by remnant consciousness. It's not a shame. Mu Yun looked at the paralyzed Lion Patriarch and spoke. Panchai and Chang's consciousness body is too difficult. If it weren't for the destruction of his physical body, I'm afraid that Panchai and Chang now can control more than 5 10th order peak powerhouses. The Lion family master, who was paralyzed on the ground, struggled to get up at this time. As he got up, the wood energy was frantically stimulated, allowing the Lion family master to be nourished in an instant. Look, let me say, this wood-based supernatural is endurance. Mu Yun turned around and said to Lion Xiang. At this time, Lion Xiang had already come to the side of the Lion family master. Father. Lion Xiang hugged his father. If it hadn't been for Mu Yun's appearance, if it weren't for Mu Yun, I'm afraid he would still be calling a stranger his father now. This feeling can only be understood by those who have experienced it. City Lord Mu. The Lion family master hugged his fist and bowed deeply to Mu Yun. Thank you. Today's Lion family master, think of being controlled, can't help himself, watching himself do what he doesn't want to do, still has palpitations. It's okay, I just want to ask you, now you're out of control. Now do you still want to be that shrunken-headed turtle? Mu Yun looked at the Lion family master and asked coldly. Naturally impossible. Patriarch Lion shook his head firmly. Now that the country is in trouble, Lion Hung, it is impossible for me to escape from the battle. I'm still thinking of killing a few more American people with wolf ambitions. The Lion family master spoke again, showing his loyalty. It's just that now Panchai and Chang's residual consciousness. The current Lion family master is still extremely worried about whether Panchai and Chang's residual consciousness still exists. After all, this consciousness body, even this 10th order peak of himself, can control it. The rest of the family has no ability to resist at all. He is now really worried that he will go on the field to kill the enemy and his backyard will catch fire. And now the only one who can eliminate Panchai and Chang's residual consciousness is Mu Yun. It was Mu Yun, who was a whole rank lower than him in front of him. Panchai often doesn't know what kind of adventure he has experienced. Even if he has no body now, his consciousness is a remnant. But his energy is very powerful. Mu Yun also knew why Panchai and Chang was just a remnant consciousness, but he was able to control Lion Hung at the peak of the 10th order. Now Panchai and Chang, powerful and somewhat unusual. What do you mean? Lion Hung looked at Mu Yun and asked nervously. Isn't it? Mu Yun casually slapped his hand, and a roaring voice appeared instantly. Mu Yun, I killed you. Panchai and Chang's consciousness body instantly rushed towards Mu Yun. Your consciousness body, for others, is unpreventable, and it is really easy to get caught in your way. However, for me, it is just a trick of carving insects. Mu Yun snorted coldly, not putting Panchai and Chang in his eyes at all. Repression. Mu Yun spoke coldly, and Panchai and Chang's remaining consciousness was instantly suppressed in the air. Seeing that you are so strong, Mu Yun had the ability to erase Panchai and Chang this time, but he didn't want to erase Panchai and Chang. Panchai often stays, it must be useful. This kind of cockroach-like creature, this creature that cannot be killed in the last days, must be of great use. Mu Yun just waved his hand and threw Pan Chai and Chang's residual consciousness into the small world. Mu Yun. The original Pan Chai and Chang was still roaring, but the sudden change in the scene in front of him made his words instantly block his throat. He thought he had entered heaven, into Samsara. Because here, it's so beautiful. It's even more beautiful than it was before the end times. This is the place he dreamed of going. This is heaven. Pan Chai and Chang's soul body touched the soil on the ground, and this real feeling made him even more intoxicated. Pan Chai and Chang, would you like to be of use to me? Mu Yun suddenly appeared in the small world and asked. Mu Yun, are you dead too? Looking at Mu Yun who suddenly appeared, Pan Chai and Chang was stunned for a moment, and then asked blankly. Fortunately, in the last days, I was madly targeted by you, and folded in your hands several times. This time, I will erase you from heaven. Pan Chai often said, and rushed towards Mu Yun again. And Mu Yun, just a consciousness, blocked Pan Chai and Chang. Can someone like you go to heaven? When Mu Yun heard Pan Chai and Chang's words, he couldn't help but sneer and asked. This is my world. Mu Yun pointed to the small world in front of him and spoke. Your world? Are you dead or crazy? Pan Chai and Chang was not in a hurry to make a move with Mu Yun now, sitting on the ground and laughing madly at Mu Yun lay. Here, as far as the eye can see. Is it something you can have? Pan Chai and Chang spoke again. The original small world is big enough. Today, the small world is tripled in size by the book of Genesis. It is not an exaggeration to call the small world now grow. Mu Yun did not answer Pan Chai and Chang, but directly spoke, urging the energy in the spiritual veins of the small world. Boom. With Mu Yun's opening, the plants of the entire small world grew wildly. In the blink of an eye, it all blossomed. Want to see anything else? Mu Yun looked at Pan Chai and Chang and asked. That's impossible. This is heaven, so each of our wishes will come true. That's why your words will come true. Pan Chai and Chang still did not believe in evil at this time. Wither. Pan Chai and Chang said viciously. People like you, if they really die, are not a good thing. Mu Yun heard the words from Pan Chai and Chang's mouth and sighed. You're a good thing. You destroy the gate of heaven that I worked so hard to create. Kill me several times. Are you a good thing? Pan Chai often heard Mu Yun's words and said viciously. Gee, it seems that you are still not convinced. Mu Yun was also not used to Pan Chai and Chang, and gently pointed to Pan Chai and Chang. Ugh. Pan Chai often felt his residual consciousness suffering from a crazy squeeze. Moreover, the pain it gave him was like falling into the abyss. This is a deep pain of the soul. I served. Pan Chai and Chang screamed and spoke. And Mu Yun was ridiculed by Pan Chai and Chang, and he didn't think about letting Pan Chai and Chang go at this time. Of course, now Mu Yun still did not erase Pan Chai and Chang's thoughts. However, Mu Yun always had to sharpen Pan Chai and Chang's temperament. Otherwise, this kid casually mocks people's personalities. He can't accept it. Chapter 440. After all, as the master of this small world, if the small world needs Pan Chai and Chang, he must subdue Pan Chai and Chang. But Pan Chai and Chang still has a little different intention. Mu Yun's small world will suffer. But why did Pan Chai and Chang have his own backbone? Mu Yun still had to subdue him instead of directly erasing him. Because Pan Chai and Chang, once he accepted it, it would definitely be of great benefit to Mu Yun. After all, this kind of guy who can't kill enough must have enough ability and luck. This kind of person, once collected for his own use, can definitely bring a lot of convenience. I really obeyed. Pan Chai and Chang spoke loudly. I don't dare anymore. I will do whatever you ask me to do. Pan Chai and Chang really couldn't bear this pain now. This pain gave him the illusion of schizophrenia. I'm just willing to torture you simply. Mu Yun sneered and spoke. The strength in his hand slowly relaxed. To win people's hearts is to take it step by step. If you rush it, I'm afraid it will backfire. And boiling frogs in warm water, Mu Yun really does not have this kind of leisure and elegance. After all, Pan Chai and Chang, there was simply nothing worth Mu Yun's patience. Moreover, everyone has a way to govern. Pan Chai and Chang is suitable for this kind of violent treatment. This kind of person must let him suffer enough at one time, otherwise he will not have a long memory. This world, really yours? Pan Chai often looked at Mu Yun, his voice hoarse. It's mine. If you don't believe it, I can let you try to see if it's real. After all, didn't people say that? When you die, or in a dream, you can't feel pain. Mu Yun looked at Pan Chai and Chang and spoke. Forget it. I'm really convinced. I really don't want to try it again. Pan Chai and Chang heard Mu Yun's words and shook his head directly. He didn't want to try it again. Defeat you. I have nothing to say. Pan Chai and Chang sighed and spoke. Mu Yun could defeat him, and in his original opinion, Mu Yun was just luck. But now it seems that Mu Yun can defeat him, or even kill him. That is an inevitable problem. Even if Mu Yun did not defeat him at that time, he withdrew to the Dragon Court. But Mu Yun has such a bug thing as the small world, and can have countless materials. You can have countless riches. His heavenly gate, even if it was powerful at that time, even if he could control an extremely large number of superpowers. However, their heavenly gate has limited resources and limited materials. There is a contrast between the Dragon Court and the Gate of Heaven. How do you feel about this little world? Mu Yun looked at Pan Chai and Chang and asked seriously. Very good. If this small world is mine, I'm afraid that I have conquered the world by now. Pan Chai often looked at the dreamy little world and couldn't help but speak. Your ambitions are really big. Is the world so easy to conquer? The world is big. Mu Yun sneered and spoke. I also have the idea of conquering the world. Men, they all have such fantasies. However, now that many countries are attacking China, we can do more than individual heroism. What we have to do is to unite the entire Chinese country. The world is too big. I can conquer the world, but it's not this time. Because our gap with each other has not really been opened. We can't even beat a country alone. Mu Yun continued to speak, striking Pan Chai and Chang's heart. People like you, who have been planted in my hand so many times, cannot even defeat a single force, let alone conquer the world. It's a joke. Mu Yun spoke again, and began to speak. You, even if you have a small world, you will still be killed. Do you know why? Mu Yun looked at Pan Chai and Chang and spoke coldly. Why? For a Mu Yun who could defeat himself several times to say this, Pan Chai and Chang still wanted to hear it. Because you are pretentious. Because you have no one in sight. Because you are rubbish. Mu Yun walked towards Pan Chai and Chang, and Pan Chai and Chang's soul body was already trembling under Mu Yun's powerful oppression. Mu Yun is right. He is because of his strong power, so there is no one in sight. He is just pretentious. That's why it led to 100 secrets. He was defeated because of his trash. Mu Yun is fully qualified to say this. And as Mu Yun finished speaking, Pan Chai and Chang was like a deflated leather ball. He stood up tremblingly, a transparent soul body, unexpectedly showing infinite sorrow. Alright. You brought me here without directly erasing me. Didn't you just show off with me? Pan Chai and Chang knew that Mu Yun was not this kind of person. If he shows up, it is still possible. Otherwise, he would not have allowed such a huge gate of heaven to go to extinction. Let me ask you again, how do you feel about this little world? Mu Yun saw that Pan Chai and Chang was now deflated, so he stopped beating. Very good. Pan Chai and Chang could see it. When Mu Yun said this, he really had a sense of showmanship. Can you erase me now? After all, now in your small world, you can completely erase me, and you don't have to worry about me being able to scatter a wisp of soul body again, and escape and make a comeback. Pan Chai and Chang did not expect that he had finally obtained an adventure, and he still had to plant it in Mu Yun's hands. He wasn't convinced. He is unwilling. However, to die in such a place is really to die without regret. Pan Chai often looked at such a beautiful small world, as if he died in a dream. I mean, you're here to help me manage this little world. What do you think? Mu Yun looked at Pan Chai and Chang and suddenly spoke. You, what did you say? Mu Yun heard Mu Yun's words, and was stunned in place. And now, the title of Mu Yun in his mouth, is also directly changed. Would you like to? Mu Yun did not directly respond to Pan Chai and Chang. After all, there was no need for him to repeat what he had just said. What he said just now, Pan Chai and Chang must have heard it clearly. It's just that Pan Chai and Chang now doesn't believe his ears at all. I'm willing. I'm naturally willing. Pan Chai often heard Mu Yun's words and nodded fiercely. Mu Yun, do you know what I did before? Pan Chai and Chang finally reacted now, nodding fiercely. I don't know. I'm not interested. Mu-Yun waved his hand. He just wanted to subdue Panchai and Chang, and the rest. He didn't have any interest at all. Chapter 441. Before me, I was the temple host. Although Mu-Yun said that he was not interested, he just wanted to say it. No one could have imagined that Panchai and Chang was actually a talker. And Panchai often wanted to hide himself, but he was suffocated. Now that you can finally take off your guard, Panchai and Chang must say enough. Gee, sure enough. Mu-Yun looked at Panchai and Chang and spoke. This small world, I just need someone right now to help me take care of it. Today, the small world is huge. I don't have that much time to take care of either. Now that I see you, I'm always haunted, and I feel that this is fate. Mu-Yun looked at Panchai and Chang and spoke. My ghost. Big brother, don't be. Panchai and Chang heard Mu-Yun's words, smiled bitterly, and asked. After all, in his opinion, Mu-Yun was the one who was haunted. It doesn't matter where he goes, no matter who he controls. Mu-Yun will come to his side and destroy him. You said, I cut you so many times, you still exist, and even become more powerful, and can control the peak of the 10th order. You kind of person. Gotta keep it. Mu-Yun patted Panchai and Chang's shoulder, and as his palm fell, Panchai and Chang's originally illusory soul body instantly had a carrier. Eileen. This is indeed your world. Panchai often felt this real touch, and his face was full of excitement and incredulity. This feeling, great. Since his body was wiped out by Mu-Yun, this feeling, he had never felt again. Although he can control others, he can only control other people's flesh. He can control the actions of others, but he cannot feel the feelings of other people's flesh. This feeling has always given him a feeling of existence, but unreality. He always felt that he should be dead, and he only had one obsession left in this world. Now, his physical body was reshaped by Mu-Yun, giving him a wonderful feeling of being alive again. What I need in the future, how to take care of the small world, you will know slowly. One thing, though. Panchai and Chang is the chosen worker selected by Mu-Yun. Good. It's just, how can I take care of such a big place? Panchai often looked at Mu-Yun with a look of expectation. Brush. Mu-Yun punched a ray of energy into Panchai and Chang's body, and he instantly connected with the small world. Eileen. Mu-Yun, you are my god. Feeling the emergence of this connection, Panchai and Chang directly knelt on one knee and spoke loudly. You're disgusting. Mu-Yun waved his hand. Panchai and Chang's gesture. Mu-Yun only looked disgusted. Mu-Yun, you completely control this small world, and the small world has such a huge area, you can completely move the outside world to your small world. And at that time, you were not a superpower. It's the god of this world. Panchai was desperate for this feeling. I don't have to. Mu-Yun waved his hand, indicating that he was not interested in this. By the way, don't start to risk bad water again, because I gave you some control over the small world. The ability to control this small world, I can give it to you, or I can even erase it directly from you. Do you understand? Mu-Yun finally knocked Panchai and Chang. I understand. Panchai and Chang was originally mind control, plus he had just accepted an adventure. So his insight is still very broad. He knows that Mu-Yun is here. How he wants him to die, he will die. Mu-Yun, I still want to ask you one last question. Panchai and Chang looked at Mu-Yun, who was about to leave, and spoke. I didn't expect that you talk so much before. There is a fart to release quickly. Mu-Yun said coldly. In the small world, what will happen if you fight a powerful person in the king realm? You can use the power of the whole world to suppress it. As long as you can't beat it, and you directly pull people into the small world, aren't you always an invincible existence? At this time, Panchai often remembered his previous thoughts. He thought that, if he had a physical body, coupled with an adventure, Mu-Yun would definitely be cut by him by 1,000 cuts. But now it seems that this idea is too naive. It's not. My realm is the 9th order, and in the small world, it is still the 9th order. If the other party is in the realm of kings, they are still in the realm of kings. I can mobilize the powers of the small world. But the energy of this small world also changes with my realm. Do you understand? Mu-Yun did not have anything to hide on this topic. Then, Pan Chyan often looked at Mu Yun, and a light flashed in his eyes. You can't. Even if you are a king realm, I'm still a ninth order. You can't. Mu Yun naturally knew Pan Chyan Chang's thoughts and spoke directly. Why can't it work? Pan Chyan Chang asked, a little unconvinced. Because you are a defeated subordinate, and you will be a defeated subordinate for the rest of your life. When you reach the realm of kings, I'm afraid I'll become an immortal. Mu Yun, she said with disdain. What you said is too ethereal. And now, I can give you a real feeling again. Mu Yun took a step back, turned around and disappeared directly into the small world. But, with Mu Yun's departure, the entire small world suddenly began to squeeze wildly, and the victim who is in it is Pan Chyan Chang. Of course, this was originally one of Mu Yun's thoughts. Just arrived at Pan Chyan Chang, and even had the idea of usurpation. Mu Yun definitely wanted to teach him a lesson again. Pan Chyan Chang only needed this time, and he was humble. Ugh. Pan Chyan often felt the desperate pain just now, and collapsed to the ground again. This time, the pain he endured even exceeded just now. Because now he has been given a body by Mu Yun. Just mental pain. Now, it is both mental and physical pain. I served. I'm so convinced. Pan Chyan was often on the ground and said hoarsely. But now Mu Yun has long left the small world. No matter how Pan Chyan often knelt down and begged for mercy, Mu Yun couldn't hear it at all. Phew. This kind of pain finally ended after Pan Chyan Chang endured a whole hour. Ugh. Pan Chyan often looked at the small world and once again had a feeling of being separated from the world. He swore that he would never dare to harbor a ghost again. He swore that he would never dare to have a second heart for Mu Yun again. Chapter 442. In front of Mu Yun, all his thoughts were like a joke. He couldn't cause any harm or threat to Mu Yun. But Mu Yun was just a thought, and it would make him live better than die. The gap between them, in today's case, has reached its peak. At this time, the Lion family, City Lord Mu has been going for so long. Where has he gone? The Lion family master was anxiously waiting at the door for Mu Yun's return. After all, Mu Yun said that he would come when he went, and when he returned, there was still one more thing he needed to do. For the words of his life-saving benefactor, the Lion family master was still extremely obedient. But after waiting for this, there was no trace of Mu Yun at all. The current Lion family master is embarrassed to let people look for Mu Yun everywhere. After all, the reason Mu Yun said, when he just left, was to make it convenient. As your lifesaver, Mu Yun is to make it convenient, and you have to send someone to find someone. Even if it's not your lifesaver, there are 3 more urgents. Father, could it be the Mu City Lord he? At this time, Lion Xiang couldn't help but speak, and when he said this, he looked around. Mu Yun is my lifesaver and the lifesaver of our entire Lion family. If it weren't for Mu Yun's appearance, I would even have become a sinner of the Lion family. If it weren't for Mu Yun's appearance, I would even have become a shame and laughing stock for Huajiuo. If you have any bad thoughts, you don't have to say it. The Lion family master looked at such a Lion Xiang and opened his mouth to remind. After all, Mu Yun may be watching them not far away. At this time, they can't talk nonsense. Father, just now City Lord Mu said that he went to make it convenient. Nearly an hour has passed, and City Lord Mu still hasn't appeared. And in this Lion family, City Lord Mu should not have familiar talents. City Lord Mu, he has a very serious constipation. Lion Xiang guessed, and the last focus was actually put on this. What are you talking nonsense? I said it all. If you have bad ideas, you must not add them to the Mu City Lord. Originally, the owner of the Lion family thought that Lion Xiang would say that Mu Yun might be quick and useful materials or valuable information in the Lion family. Unexpectedly, this kid pulled his skin for a long time and finally said Mu Yun's constipated words. This son is very suitable to take over his own class. After all, his ideas are very fantastic. The Lion family needs such imaginative people to lead. I can't be secret. Suddenly, Mu Yun's voice appeared. I know, I'm just kidding. Lion Xiang didn't need to look back, he knew who the owner of this voice was. So he hurriedly explained. After all, it is not an honorable thing to say that people are constipated behind the scenes. City Lord Mu, where did you just go? Inuko and I have been waiting for you to come back. and give us the task. When the Lion family master saw Mu Yun who had returned, he hurried forward to greet him. It's convenient. Why, you don't believe it? Mu Yun spoke directly. Then you really have a little constipation. The Lion family master looked at Mu Yun, who had disappeared for an hour, and couldn't help but speak. Okay, stop joking. This time, you really have a mission. Mu Yun waved his hand, and resumed his serious appearance. Benefactor, please say. When the Lion family master heard Mu Yun's words, he quickly spoke. Under the Dao mountain and the sea of fire, it must be unrelenting. The Lion family master nodded, and he waited for Mu Yun to give him a task. And he has been looking forward to being able to kill the enemy. Record an apology video. Make the facts clear. Mu Yun's task is also very simple. However, the deterrent effect that this video can play is great. The Lion family, among the many forces in China, is ranked first. The reason why many forces choose to be shrunken turtles. That's because they saw the Lion family. Now, if the Lion family apologizes and explains the facts, many forces and families will submit their own petitions to Huajiuo. The Lion family master touched his hair when he heard Mu Yun's words. Why, you don't want to? Mu Yun looked at the Lion family master in this state and asked. It's not. After all, although I didn't mean to do it, but I did it. It's really paradoxical. Patriarch Lion sighed and spoke. After all, if he apologizes publicly, it will prove his fault. Now he was humbled by Mu Yun and Huajiuo, so he released an apology video. But if he doesn't post this video, he will fall into injustice. It's okay. What happened to you? You just say it all. Since it is not your intention, since Panchayyan often did it, then I will not let you carry this pot. Mu Yun waved his hand, signaling that the Lion family master didn't have to think much. But when I say that, no one believes me. They also only came to me to find a step and move out of an unwarranted person. After all, when you destroyed the gate of heaven, everyone in the entire Hua kingdom knew about it. Patriarch Lion sighed and spoke again. If he said this in the video, I'm afraid it would only attract ridicule. I will testify for you. If anyone doesn't believe it, if anyone laughs at you, I will personally visit the door and give them evidence. Mu Yun spoke domineeringly. Good. Since City Lord Mu said so, I will listen to City Lord Mu. The head of the Lion family is also a human spirit, and he will accept it when he sees good. Since Mu Yundu had said this step, it was not good for him to mention anything else. You just post the video. Mu Yun saw the Lion family master who had promised to come down, and spoke. Okay, I know what to do. The Lion family master nodded and agreed. If nothing else, I'll leave first. Mu Yun finished solving this matter, and prepared to return to Kyoto again. After all, today, the multinational coalition has overwhelmed the city. Mu Yun didn't have so much time to spend outside. City Lord Mu, please stay. Looking at Mu Yun who suddenly left, the Lion family master quickly opened his mouth to stop Mu Yun. What's going on? Mu Yun saw the Lion family master with a serious face and asked. In this national crisis, I will definitely take the lead in the charge. It's just that right now, I still have one more thing to worry about. The Lion family master looked at everything in front of him and spoke. Please say. After all, on the battlefield, accidents happen too quickly. No one can guarantee anything. Mu Yun understood what the Lion family master meant, so he also spoke frankly. Because Mu Yun knew that only in this way, the Lion family master was willing to explain with confidence. Chapter 443. After all, you only pick and choose what is good to hear. You only say seen words, and whoever listens to it will not believe it. If you listen to sycophancy too much, you will also get bored. On the battlefield, there are too many accidents. Even if the current Lion family master is a 10th order peak realm, even if he is a woodline powerhouse who is extremely difficult to kill. However, if a king realm powerhouse appeared on the battlefield, they might be able to completely wipe him out with just one random attack. Now, times have changed. Mu Yun also understood what the Lion family master was worried about. In the face of national difficulties, the Lion family should have taken the lead and strengthened the national might. However, the only thing I can't let go of now is Lion Xian. He was kind, benevolent, and sentimental by nature. Even, He has a bit of a virgin's heart. These, before the end times, may not be nothing, and some can be called advantages. But not now, the end times. These are deadly. Especially on the battlefield of the last days. Lion Xiang, please ask City Lord Mew to help me take care of it. The head of the Lion family looked at his son and spoke. He knew that Huaguo was facing a multinational coalition army. He knows even more how dangerous this means. Good. I promise you. Mu Yun nodded. What I promised. Absolutely guaranteed. You can rest assured. Mu Yun patted Lion Xiang's shoulder and spoke. Thank you City Lord Mew. Patriarch Lion bowed deeply again. Mu Yun can have such a huge amount of materials and can even trade with many family forces. This proves that the whole cards of the Dragon Court are beyond his imagination. Moreover, as the patriarch of the top families in the Hua Kingdom, he also knew that Mu Yun helped the Chen family of Huaguo to solve the traitorous pursuit of glory. He even knew that Mu Yun single-handedly saved the Qin family, the ruler of the Hua Kingdom, from the depths. Although Mu Yun is only a realm in the late 9th order, Mu Yun's whole card must be much stronger than his 10th order peak. As long as Mu Yun guarantees, there is a high chance that Lion Xiang will not have problems. A person who can save the country of China can't protect a person. Lion Xiang, since City Lord Mew has already guaranteed, you will also follow me to the battlefield immediately. The Lion family master looked at Lion Xiang and spoke. Now that the country is in trouble, we must rush to the forefront. The Lion family master spoke loudly. As he spoke, the entire Lion family quickly took action. Huaguo Boilang, how can he not be hot-blooded? They waited too long for this moment. Some of the Lion family superpowers, even because of the decision of the Lion family master, have already left the Lion family. Of course, most of them remained. After all, they are also eating the Lion family's food. City Lord Mew, I've already recorded the video. The owner of the Lion family sent the video to Mu Yun. After all, only Mu Yun, the supreme person handling urgent matters in the Hua Kingdom, had the qualifications and energy to spread this video to everyone in the Hua Kingdom. It's really a man of action. Mu Yun nodded. This Lion family master was very appetizing to Mu Yun. Get things done quickly and without delay. After watching the video, Mu Yun directly sent the video to the headquarters of Huaguo. As the video arrived, the emergency department quickly diffused the video. Everyone's hands, as long as they have mobile phones, have received this video message. Gee, isn't that a lie? Wasn't Pan Shai and Chang destroyed by Mu Yun a long time ago? Now run out and say this kind of thing. Isn't this clearly the humble subordination of being ruled by Huaguo and finding someone to carry the pot? Who is fooled by such words? Think of us like 3-year-olds? With the release of this video, the entire country of China was scolded. After all, this kind of words sound like nonsense. No one would believe it at all. Ding. In the secret scolding voices of everyone, new videos appeared in their hands again. This is Mu Yun. I rely on. Mu Yun just became the supreme handling of urgent matters in the country of China, so he came to pretend. As Mu Yun's video appeared, more scolding appeared again. This is. However, as some people opened the video and saw the contents, their expressions began to become serious. This is Pan Shai and Chang. Looking at the figure in the video, everyone frowned. Pan Shai often possesses extremely strong mutant abilities. Even if it is a remnant consciousness body, it also has extremely strong abilities. Whether you believe it or not, below the king, he has the ability to control. Now that his soul body has been controlled by the absolute realm, if any of you don't believe the content of the video just now, you can bring Pan Shai and Chang's consciousness body to let you experience it. After all, practice is greater than any idea. Mu Yun said in the video. SHHH. The appearance of Mu Yun's video made the clarification that just sounded like a ghost talk real. People who didn't believe it just now have begun to accept it in their hearts. After all, Mu Yun, who was the Lord of Dragon Court City, and Mu Yun, who was the supreme handling of urgent matters in the Hua Kingdom, had absolute resources and identity. If the Lion family master was beaten into a trick, Mu Yun did not need to follow a video to support the Lion family master. At this time, the forces and families with ghosts in their hearts have also been shaken in their hearts. Now that the Lion family has entered the war, they simply do not have the confidence to continue to wait and see. Amiran family has been deceived by villains. If you receive an incorrect message, you will refuse to play. Now Amiran family has completely kicked this person out of the family and is sending people to the border to protect the Hua kingdom. With the release of the Lion family master video and Muyun video, many families and forces that refused to participate in the war changed their words and chose to participate in the war. Made. At this time, in a corner of the family, the sound of cursing sounded. Muyun. It's this guy again. It's good for us. In the huge conference room, the leader spoke angrily. Now that our plan has been broken by Muyun, what should we do next? In the corner, a voice sounded. Muyun is just a mantis as a car. Now that the United States is a multinational coalition army, it is difficult for China to resist. It's only a matter of time before Hua Jiuo is defeated. If there was no Muyun, at the most critical moment, let all the families of Hua Jiuo choose to appear, and the whole country would meet the enemy together. I'm afraid that Hua Jiuo would be defeated much faster. Issue a bounty assassination order for Muyun. This assassination order is regarded as the highest reward level. Muyun. Damn it too. The man at the head in the middle spoke viciously. Yes. With a voice, the highest reward order for Muyun officially appeared. Chapter 444. With this level of bounty assassination order, it is estimated that all assassins will join the assassination ranks. And the assassination order they offered a reward has not missed a single shot so far. In other words, this force of Thiz has the ability to assassinate 100%. This data is too terrifying. Wait a minute. Suddenly, a voice appeared. Number 7, what's the matter with you? The leader frowned and asked. Now that Muyun is making a move, I don't quite agree. Number 7 stood up and spoke. You don't agree? Tell me what you think. If others say they don't agree, the middle leader must have taken a direct shot. But number 7 is different. Number 7 was adopted by him since he was a child, and it is his only spiritual sustenance. He has long regarded number 7 as his own son. Although it is said that feelings are a luxury for them. However, people are not wood. How can they not have 7 emotions and 6 desires? So now that number 7 said he didn't agree, he was still patient and asked number 7 what he thought. Also, the country of China is under siege, and we design the country of China for our own selfish interests and to obtain the veins of Kyoto, and I don't agree with it. Isn't this what people say about the eternal sinners, traitors? Number 7 looked at everyone present and spoke again. Number 7. What are you talking about? Number 7. You commit suicide and apologize. Number 7. I'll kill you. With the appearance of the word number 7, the scene instantly fried. Do you deserve it? Or, do you have the ability? Number 7 looked at everyone, sneered, and spoke. Number 7. Stop. The leader was in the middle, and finally there was anger. After all, no one had ever dared to say that about him. Chief, now our enemy should be a multinational coalition. It's okay if you don't agree. I'm now voluntarily leaving the assassin order. After number 7 finished speaking, he directly turned around and prepared to leave the conference room. Number 7. You look for death. As number 7 said the words of leaving the assassin organization, everyone in the assassin organization instantly became angry. Kill. A figure instantly appeared beside number 7. And number 7, just raising his head, just one look, made the owner of the figure that appeared paralyzed. Cold sweat. Number 7 is too strong. Number 7 is only 17 years old. But it has a power that no one here can match. The reason why their organization can have a 100% chance of success in assassination is also because of the existence of number 7. Everyone, the task that cannot be completed, as long as the number 7 shoots, it will definitely be killed perfectly. Okay. Middle leader, finally stand up. And everyone was nervously watching this scene. In their hearts, they are looking forward to it. Everyone, have never seen the leader shoot. You want to leave the assassin order? The leader looked at number 7 and asked. The eldest husband does something, and does not do something. At the moment of national crisis, I'm not willing to make this fortune. Number 7 nodded, without the slightest hesitation at all. As long as you leave the assassin order, you automatically choose to be the enemy of the entire assassin organization. You can think about it. The leader walked up to number 7 and asked. Yes. Number 7 nodded again, and the leader looked at each other. At this moment, the atmosphere was tense and tense. I have a suggestion. Maybe the best of both worlds. The leader pondered for a moment and spoke. Please say. Number 7 nodded. He naturally understood that the grace of nurturing was greater than the sky. As the leader said this, everyone present was stunned for a moment. After all, when the chief said this sentence, it represented that the leader made concessions for the sake of the 7th. This is unprecedented. Even before the mode. At this time, Kyoto is in the middle of the city. Mu-Yun, do you know about this organization? Qin Shianming pointed to a location and asked. I've heard of it. Mu-Yun nodded. This organization is an assassin organization, but the details, even Mu-Yun, do not know much. This organization not only refused Ahua Guo's invitation to fight, but also secretly killed many of Ahua Guo's official leaders. We also sent people to investigate, but without exception, no one came back alive. Qin Shianming sighed. This was still one of the few things that made him feel tricky. The strength of this organization is unfathomable. I can even guess that this time Ahua Guo was attacked by multinational coalition forces. It is all related to them. If there was no multinational coalition army now, Qin Shianming would definitely send someone to this organization to investigate. As long as there is a bottom, he can formulate countermeasures. It's possible. Mu-Yun also nodded. This organization was very famous in the previous life. As long as there is interest, even if it is his own father, he can get his hands on it. Of course, the latter organization has also undergone some changes. But those, Mu-Yun knew, was not so detailed. If we use them for our own use, the odds of Ahua Kingdom defeating this time will probably increase by 1%. Qin Shianming spoke again. This organization, if it can be used for its own purposes, will be a big help in this battle. You think so highly of them? Mu-Yun couldn't help but ask. Yes. In my heart, the chance of our victory this time is 50%. You account for 1% of the winning rate, and the other forces in the entire Chinese country account for 1% of the winning rate. All kinds of whole cards in Ahua Guo, accounting for 30%. This organization, if it can be subdued, will account for 10% of the winning rate. Qin Shianming nodded, and began to explain. If you add this organization, it will be 60%. Listening to Qin Shianming's words, Mu-Yun knew that Ahua Guo's whole card was still very strong. Of course, now Qin Shianming is still looking forward to the joining of this organization. And Mu-Yun also heard the meaning of Qin Shianming's words. Before you, what was the highest realm of the supernatural who sent to probe? Mu-Yun looked at Qin Shianming and asked. 10th Order Peak. Qin Shianming told the truth. You want me to go? Mu-Yun asked again. Yes. Qin Shianming nodded. The 10th Order peaks are all folded here. You let me go to the late 9th Order? You want me to die? I didn't live enough. Mu-Yun waved his hand and said directly. You're different. Even if you are just an ordinary person, this matter can only be done by you. Qin Shianming quickly spoke. Think of me that way. Mu-Yun bowed. Mu-Yun was not afraid. The key is this kind of thankless thing. Mu-Yun doesn't like to do it. This is the Assassin Order. In this organization, I'm afraid that there will be a supernatural in the realm of kings. Mu-Yun also directly said the conjecture in his heart. What? This organization has a king realm? Are you sure? Chapter 445. For this answer, Qin Shianming still didn't believe it a little after all. After all, their entire official Ahua Kingdom only has a true king realm. When they assassinate the organization, they have a supernatural in the realm of kings? In his opinion, the assassin organization should be a gifted person who, like Mu-Yun, can leapfrog the ranks to fight. The true king realm powerhouse. This time, it is too difficult to appear. It is difficult for a country to emerge one, let alone an organization. I understand if you don't believe me. However, this organization, I still know, they have successfully assassinated the pseudo-king. Mu-Yun said. Because Mu-Yun has a special identity, Mu-Yun has heard of many things. Successfully assassinated the pseudo-king? When Qin Shianming heard this, his brows frowned. But that doesn't prove anything. If you are a 10th Order peak, it is not a problem to assassinate a pseudo-king. Qin Shianming still insisted on his ideas. Forget it, you love to believe it or not, I can't talk to you. Mu Yan waved his hand and no longer explained. When I go to this organization this time, I'm afraid it's all fierce. Mu Yan said that he is also embarrassed now. So what do you mean? If you have any questions, you can talk to me directly. Qin Shianming also knew the ominous omen of this trip. After all, the 10th order peak powers, even if they were of a special line, were folded. Although Mu Yan's combat power is terrifying, far beyond the same level of superpowers, but in the face of this organization, I'm afraid it is difficult to take advantage. However, there is only one thing I can't promise you. After thinking about it, Qin Shianming still spoke. Our Qin family's king powerhouse needs to guard the Hua kingdom. He can't leave the border for half a step. Please understand this. Qin Shianming said. Now in the last days, the world of the powerful. If there is no powerful person in the king realm on the border, I'm afraid that it will be pushed by the other party. I don't need it. Mu Yan waved his hand and spoke. Forget it, I'll go first. Now that the country is in trouble, we still don't waste time. Mu Yan said, and prepared to get up. What? You're going now? You're going by yourself? Hearing Mu Yan's words and actions, Qin Shianming couldn't help but ask. What's wrong? Do you still want to talk? Mu Yan looked at Qin Shianming and asked with a smile. You go by yourself, I'm afraid. The three 10th order superpowers went together, all of them were silent, and now Mu Yan went alone. The danger was too high. You wait a minute, I'll find a few people to protect you. Qin Shianming thought for a moment and spoke. No need, I'll go alone. Mu Yan waved his hand and spoke. I'm still that sentence, do you believe me? Mu Yan looked at Qin Shianming and asked. I believe in you. But this time, it's really different. Qin Shianming sighed. Mu Yan can create miracles, but this time he faced the unknown and dangerous too high. Okay, grind it. Mu Yan said and turned to leave. Mu Yan. Qin Shianming was in the rear, trying to stop Mu Yan, but his arm couldn't fall in midair. After all, today's Hua Guo needs this organization to join too much. If others go, the chance of being able to accept it is very small. But Mu Yan, there are 50%. As Mu Yan left, a middle-aged man with the appearance of a military master stood behind Qin Shianming. Mu Yan has strong energy in his body, and his combat power is also extremely powerful. However, if the other party has a true king power, Mu Yan also has no way to resist. Qin Shianming sighed. Hua Guo, owe Mu Yan too much this time. Qin Shianming was more and more impressed by this young man. If you stand in our shoes, if Mu Yan is killed this time, won't all the resources of the Dragon Court fall into our hands? The military master spoke, although this sentence sounded cruel, but it was a fact. In their eyes, the benefits are greater than the sky. Fart. You are not allowed to have such thoughts about the teacher. The teacher goes this time, the chance of success is 10%. Suddenly, Kinyu's voice sounded in the distance. Kinyu, why did you come back all of a sudden? Qin Shianming, who heard this voice, stood up instantly. Grandpa, the other party is very strong. I want to take away the forces that are willing to appear in the Chinese country and provide support. Kinyu sighed and spoke. Now with the strength of the military alone, there is no way to resist the attack of the multinational coalition. The other party can be so fast, it makes us overwhelmed. When Qin Shianming heard Kinyu's words, his brows furrowed. This time, they have the idea of capturing the country of China with a bang. Their superpowers and armies, both in quantity and quality, are extremely high. Grandpa, are the various forces in the Chinese kingdom ready now? Kinyu nodded and asked anxiously. Ready. Mu Yan has put them all in order. Mr. Qin, please accompany Kinyu to the border and provide support. Qin Shianming glanced back at Mr. Qin and spoke. Yes. The middle-aged man who looked like a military master nodded and quickly tapped the supporting forces and families with Kinyu. At this time, Shinangjia. Mu Yan, why did you come back so soon? Chuan Tian looked at Mu Yan, who had returned, and asked with some doubt. I need your help. Mu Yan was straight to the point and said. Mu Yan, the three beast emperors, cannot participate in this war, please understand. Chuan Tian was also direct, and gave Mu Yan a preventive injection first. Do you know this assassination organization in China? Mu Yun did not directly answer Chuan Tian, but took out a map. I know. Chuan Tian nodded and spoke. I'm going to negotiate with this force now. This force should have a true King Realm powerhouse. So I want a Beast Emperor Senior to protect me secretly. After all, this assassin organization is only interested in profit and does not talk about any quacks. Mu Yun looked at Chuan Tian, who nodded and said, good. Chuan Tian nodded directly. Foreign countries also have a direct existence similar to the Beast Emperor. If they make a move, they will participate in the battle. I'm afraid the whole world is really chaotic. But if there is only one Beast Emperor Senior, and it is secretly protected, there is still no problem. Third uncle. Chuan Tian spoke loudly and directly called out the kiss. Can I choose for myself? Mu Yun looked at Chuan Tian and asked. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 446. You choose for yourself? What's wrong? Is this not looking at me? The figure of the kiss had already appeared behind Mu Yun. After all, Chuan Tian's shout, he is on call. Yes, I will choose myself. Mu Yun nodded and did not change his statement because of the appearance of the kiss. However, there is absolutely no meaning to look down on the seniors. The key this time, the mission is special. Your lightning power, the attack is too fierce. I'm afraid it is. After all, this is a negotiation. Mu Yun looked at the kiss and still explained. Gee, do you want Killen to go with you? Naturally, he knew Mu Yun's thoughts, sneered, and spoke. You know, my eldest brother's attacks are many times more powerful than mine. Regarding the matter of taking human lives, my eldest brother is much better than me. Kiss spoke. It seemed that he actually took the initiative to accompany Mu Yun to negotiate, which did not match the character of Kiss. Uncle. Chuan Tian looked at the two and spoke again. Goddess. Killen quickly came to Chuan Tian. Would you like to? Chuan Tian did not explain the reason for the matter and asked directly. I'll listen to the goddess. Kirin did not refuse, nor did he agree. He let Chuan Shan make up his mind. Then it's boring, uncle. Chuan Tian nodded, without the slightest politeness. Of course, this answer, Kirin knows. Chuan Tian, who is invincible to fire and water, is extremely special to Mu Yun. As long as it is Mu Yun's request, Chuan Tian will try his best to meet it. Good. Killen nodded and directly entered Mu Yun's small world. And with the entry of the Killen, Panchai and Chang also came up in an instant. Eileen. The breath is so strong. If I can control this guy, I can hopefully get out of control here. Panchai and Chang turned into a soul body again and approached the Killen. Get out of here. Killen raised his eyelids boredly and spoke coldly. Just 2 words made Panchai and Chang's soul body tremble instantly, and he was paralyzed to the ground uncontrollably at all, unable to move. King Realm. It turned out to be the Realm of Kings. Panchai and Chang gasped. He really couldn't imagine that this seemingly calm man in front of him was actually a powerful person in the Realm of Kings. What else does this control? People can destroy themselves with a single thought. Your soul body, it's funny. Killen glanced at Panchai and Chang and spoke. Although your soul body, without any cultivation from you, is growing at an extremely fast rate, it is even expected to break through to the Realm of Kings. But your soul body is being devoured by another soul body. Killen just glanced at Panchai and Chang and saw the trickiness in it. What the hell are you? Hearing Killen's words, Panchai and Chang's face changed greatly. You signed some kind of contract with some mystery in order to grow, right? To say that you are conspiring with the tiger is light. You are drinking to quench thirst. Killen said and closed his eyes directly. You. How do you know? Panchai and Chang asked, trembling again. What Kirin said, it has not been bad. Panchai often knew that he had met a master. A superficial person like you. Do you still need me to probe specifically? Killen shook his head and spoke. Senior, please save me. Panchai often knelt directly to the ground and kowtowed desperately, and the unicorn turned a blind eye and no longer had any words. He has no obligation to save Panchai and Chang, and he is not a Nazi virgin. At this time, the assassin order. Please also tell the leader what the solution is. Number 7 raised his head, looked at the leader in front of him, and spoke. In the face of this leader that everyone feared, the momentum of number 7 was not suppressed. This leader is yours, and the entire assassin organization is under your command. You can do whatever you want the assassin order to do. Do you see? The chief looked at number 7, and there was actually a sense of inquiry. Okay. Number 7 nodded directly, without any intention of refusing. Number 7. How dare you? Number 7. Stop. Hearing number 7's answer, everyone in the assassin organization once again fell into a state of rage. Assassin 0, see the leader. After hearing no 7's answer, the leader actually knelt down directly on one knee and met number 7. Chief. Everyone in the assassin organization saw this scene and all stood up. How do you? All the assassins were confused, and they didn't know how to face this scene in front of them. Shut up. Don't see the leader of the organization yet. 0 frowned and spoke coldly. See chief. At this time, everyone in the entire organization, even if they were unwilling, had to accept this reality. Report chief. Someone outside asked for a meeting. Suddenly, a voice appeared, breaking the embarrassing situation of the entire conference room. What man? Number 7 turned his head and asked. The 7th actually entered the role of the leader of the organization in an instant. And the assassin who reported was also confused when he looked at the scene in front of him. Because the leaders who were admired before are now kneeling on one knee in front of number 7. It's Mu Yun. Although the assassin who reported did not know why this was the case, someone asked, so he directly said the answer. What? Mu Yun. Number 7, who had just experienced such a big scene, did not have any mood swings. Now when I heard this name, I stood up directly. Are you optimistic? Number 7 asked. Yes, really, there is absolutely no problem. The assassin order has just issued a bounty for assassination. They all received this assassination order. For Mu Yun's appearance, he will definitely not be mistaken. The assassination order has just been issued, and he actually took the initiative to come to the door. It's really, gee. One of the assassins sighed and spoke. Chief, please give an order. Now I will solve him directly. In the midst of the assassin order, an assassin spoke. Since we are here, it is a guest, and assassinating a guest is what we did. Invite him in. Number 7 shook his head and spoke. Chief. At this time, the uninformed reporter couldn't help but look at the previous leader. Do what the current chief says. See what I do. I'll need to listen to the leader now. The original leader snorted coldly and spoke. Yes. The supplicant quickly nodded and went to invite Mu Yun to enter. Mr. Mu, please come in. The prayer walked outside and said to Mu Yun. Good. Mu Yun entered the assassin organization alone without any waves. This Mu Yun is also a character. Chapter 447. Just came in. In the conference room, everyone looked at Mu Yun who appeared, and they all frowned. Mu Yun's entry into their organization was like entering an ordinary vegetable market. How? Do I still need to bow to you 3 times and 9 times? Mu Yun raised his head and looked at the assassin who had just spoken. Find death. Hearing Mu Yun's words, the assassin was furious. And the number 7 and the chief, there is no indication. The assassin knew that this was acquiescing to his next move. After all, they have been cooperating for so long, and what is in each other's hearts, even if there is no look, can know. Get out. Looking at the assassin who rushed up, Mu Yun just made this assassin fall backwards with just one word, and slammed into the pillar not far away. Poof. This assassin spat out a mouthful of blood, and fell to the ground. Late 9th order. Mu Yun's breath has now erupted, and the realm is also known by everyone. 2 small realms higher than our data. What is 2 small realms higher? That's only the 9th order. In our assassin order, isn't any random person higher than his rank? With Mu Yun's move, the voices on the side began to appear. You assassin organization, is it true or not? How crooked? So many words. Mu Yun listened to the noisy voices around him, his brows furrowed, revealing a look of displeasure. Mu Yun, although your realm is not high, you are very strong. You should be qualified to fight me. Number 7 finally stood up at this time and spoke. The purpose of my visit this time, I believe you know. Of course, I also know what kind of dog reputation your organization is. Please cooperate with each other. Mu Yun did not answer, but spoke directly. You. Mu Yun's words really didn't give them a little face. Our organization's reputation is really bad, and there is nothing wrong with what you said. Number 7 did not refute it. Their organization is mercenary. They have done it themselves, and they are not allowed to say, how petty is that? He wasn't that kind of person at all. Why, your organization, did you change leaders so quickly? Looking at number 7 in the center, Mu Yun asked. Although he didn't know much about this organization, Mu Yun had seen the leader photo of this organization before. You know a lot of things. The leader asked me if I would like to be the leader of the organization, and I didn't shirk. So now the leader of this organization is me. Number 7 nodded and answered. Mu Yun, I've always wanted to see you. Originally, I wanted to meet you alone, but I didn't expect that you took the initiative to come to the door. Number 7 looked at Mu Yun, and there was fanaticism in the depths of his eyes. I don't have any interest in you. I came here this time to let you join the array of Huaguo against the multinational alliance. Mu Yun shook his head. What is worth it or not? Mu Yun is not rare. Now what Mu Yun has to do is to help Huaguo and take this assassin organization for his own use. Mu Yun just entered this place, and he could feel that it was not simple here. It can be said that in this assassin organization, any assassin, if he reaches other forces, he is the top existence. This organization, if it can be subdued, can really increase the winning rate of Huaguo by 10%. Would you like to join and fight for the Hua Kingdom once? Mu Yun looked at number 7 and asked again. Willing, naturally willing. What I hate the most is two kinds of people. One kind of person is a shrunken-headed turtle, and the other person just has no bottom line. Number 7 nodded and spoke. The reason why he just said that he wanted to leave this assassin organization was because the leader refused to fight, and he could even turn the knife at his own people for the sake of profit. This is unacceptable to the 7th. Good. Thank you for your righteousness. Mu Yun nodded and said. No need to thank you so early. Number 7 waved his hand and spoke. I have conditions. Number 7 looked at Mu Yun and spoke. You have conditions. That's normal. You talk about it. I'll try to be satisfied. Now Mu Yun represents the official of the Hua Kingdom. As long as it is something that can be satisfied by the official of the Chinese country, Mu Yun will try his best to meet it. This is the attitude of Qin Shianming, the official of the Chinese kingdom, and it is also Mu Yun's attitude. After all, talent must have the attitude of talent. I want to fight you. Win or lose. As long as there is a fight, I will agree to the entire organization and participate in this battle. Number 7 spoke. You are at the peak of the 10th order, and I'm only in the late 9th order. I'm just running legs for the country of China, and for this country. Not interested in fighting. Mu Yun waved his hand and did not take the battle. That's different. You're a late 9th order player. It's different. Number 7 looked at Mu Yun, and the fanaticism in his eyes made people feel terrified. Don't worry, even if you are not an opponent, I will show mercy to my subordinates and not kill you. I'm really afraid that you are empty. In that case, it will be too boring. Number 7 licked his lips, looked at Mu Yun, and spoke. I'm afraid you won't be able to resist my attack. Mu Yun shook his head. He had never been afraid of fighting. Chief, leave it to me. Suddenly, Assassin Zero burst into flames, rushed towards Mu Yun, and the 7th did not even react at this time. Although he is the most powerful assassin in the entire assassin order, the leader is even stronger. This is something that the entire assassin order knows. Chief. Number 7 couldn't help but shout. Aren't you just listening to me? Number 7 looked at the leader who did not stop and spoke loudly again. Take his life, and I will personally make amends for the chief. Assassin Zero didn't mean to stay at all. It's over. It's wasted. This Mu Yun, I'm afraid it's a corpse. Mu Yun, there is no doubt that he will die. Looking at the leader who made a move against Mu Yun, several voices appeared instantly. After all, the leader, that is a king with unparalleled combat power. That's a real king power. Even if Mu Yun is extremely talented, even if Mu Yun's combat power is monstrous. However, a late 9th order stage, what to fight with a king realm? But Just when Assassin Zero's attack was about to attack Mu Yun, a layer of cyan light suddenly appeared on the surface of Mu Yun's body, instantly protecting Mu Yun in it. A powerful person in the realm of kings. Seeing his attack being so easily resisted, Assassin Zero knew that there was also a king powerhouse beside the other party. Chapter 448. After all, the combat power he possessed was not under any king realm powerhouse. And, most importantly, his sudden assassination. Mu Yun could stand in place so lightly. This can only tell two things. The first, the king realm powerhouse who protected Mu Yun was guarding against his own attacks from the beginning. The second, the strength of the other party far exceeds their own. Although the probability of the first type of occupation is relatively large, this does not exclude the emergence of a second situation. Moreover, with his all-out blow, Mu Yun was extremely well protected, and Mu Yun's hair did not even mess up a little. I hate it when people suddenly attack me, and it's this surprise attack. If it weren't for the special situation now, Hua Guo needed you, and I might have killed you. Mu Yun looked coldly at the Zero assassin who sneaked up on him, and spoke coldly. What Brother Mu said, is that now is not the time we consume each other at all. Number 7 also nodded and spoke. HMPH. You think you can kill me casually? Hearing Mu Yun's words, Zero was obviously unconvinced. But although he said so, his heart was already muttering. After all, as far as he knew, the official king realm powerhouse of the Hua kingdom possessed the power of the flesh. And the energy that just blocked his attack was a wood energy. And the strength of this wood-based energy doesn't look like it has just broken through to the realm of kings. You can choose to believe, and of course you can choose not to believe. I can't dictate your mind. But if you continue to be a demon, I won't keep you. Mu Yun looked at the contemptuous Assassin Zero and spoke. You assassinated important officials of the Chinese kingdom. When the country was in trouble, he even killed his own people in turn. And those deals you secretly made, don't think I don't know. If it weren't for the special situation in Hua Guo today, I would definitely want to level your organization. Mu Yun strode forward and came directly to Assassin Zero. Mu Yun could see that this number 7 was only a surface leader. The one who really has control and absolute strength is the assassin number 0 in front of him. As long as he is subdued, this assassin organization will also be under his command. Mu Yun, I don't understand why you have such sufficient self-confidence. Kill. This Assassin Zero, in order to verify his idea, suddenly attacked Mu Yun again. The two were originally very close to each other, and with this kind of sudden attack, ordinary people, even those in the same realm as Assassin Zero, could not prevent such an attack. Thunder King. This assassin organization has a king realm powerhouse, Mu Yun can guess. Otherwise, this organization would not have caused the official of China to lose so much elite. However, the king of the thunder lineage, this is difficult to cultivate. Boom. I saw that in front of Mu Yun, or thunder energy also appeared, and it collided with Assassin Zero. Eileen. Zero looked at the scene in front of him in disbelief. Take a deep breath. Two kings of the realm of powers. A wood-based powerhouse, or thunder system powerhouse. Moreover, the strength of these two kingly superpowers is extremely strong. Assassin Zero looked at Mu Yun and had a feeling of dreaming. The entire Hua kingdom, what can be known, is the official king realm wizard of the Hua kingdom. Moreover, this assassin organization has an extremely powerful intelligence organization. In the Hua kingdom, there should be only this one king realm powerhouse. At this time, many assassins around were also stunned. Although this was the first time they had seen Assassin Zero strike, judging from the momentum of the explosion, Zero possessed the realm of kings. However, Zero's two attacks were lightly blocked by Mu Yun. What does this prove? This proves that Mu Yun also has the same power and realm as Zero. When did the powerhouse of the king realm suddenly become so much? Can we sit down and talk? Mu Yun looked at the Assassin Zero in front of him and asked again. How do you want to talk? Assassin Zero was like a great enemy, and he knew that Mu Yun really had the ability to hit him hard. The country is in trouble. How do you talk about it? Mu Yun looked at the Assassin Zero in front of him and spoke coldly. You have already shot me twice. Now, I will return the two to you first. Mu Yun moved forward. Senior. Mu Yun spoke directly. Hit him hard. Mu Yun said, and saw that above the sky, thunder and lightning fell fiercely. This. Feeling the restless lightning energy, Assassin Zero quickly retreated. He could feel the strength of this thunder power. With this energy alone, he could know that this King Realm powerhouse had more combat power than him. Boom. Assassin Zero looked unavoidable, and also burst out of energy, and fought against this energy. But where is the energy of the kiss so easy to resist? You know, as Chuan Tian said a long time ago, there is no problem in kissing a human race of the same rank or another race of the same rank of superpowers, with one enemy in 3. Boom. The figure of Assassin Zero was directly repelled tens of meters away. His figure didn't stop until the impact broke several pillars. At this time, the number 7 is all confused. He just wanted to fight Mu Yun. Now the Zero of the King Realm is not an opponent, let alone him. One more time. Mu Yun looked at Assassin Zero and spoke again. You. Assassin Zero was finally afraid at this time. The Mu Yun he faced was not an ordinary person at all. In other words, Mu Yun's whole cards were so powerful that they were beyond his imagination. Mu Yun alone is even more than the entire Hua Kingdom. Uncle. Mu Yun also learned Chuan Tian's title and spoke. But, as Mu Yun's words fell, the surrounding wood energy gathered wildly, and then from all directions, slowly approached Assassin Zero. Although the attacking wood energy seemed extremely slow, it gave people a feeling that they could not be avoided. No matter how Zero dodges, it is a battle of trapped beasts. This attack is like a cage that cannot be escaped. Break it for me. Zero knew that he couldn't escape this attack, so he chose to break through head on. However, his idea is too true. His thunder attack collided with the wood energy, like a stone sinking into the sea, and there was no effect at all. How is this possible? Looking at his ineffective attack, Zero's face changed drastically. Chapter 449. However, the wood blow light is still approaching Zero, constantly absorbing the air around Zero. At this time, Zero was already pale, and the fear in his heart had exceeded 1,000 weights. Stop. Number 7's slightly childish voice was especially strong in the endless silence. Mu Yun just glanced up, and then withdrew his gaze. Joke. He has already taken the 2 moves of Zero, and now how can there be a reason not to return it? If he said it, wouldn't he Mu Yun become the laughing stock of the entire Hua Kingdom? Zero's face at this moment has grown into the color of pig's liver due to lack of oxygen and fear, and his eyes are constantly turning upward, and even the whites of his eyes have been exposed. However, so many killers in the entire assassination organization who had listened to Order Zero were suppressed, and did not dare to move, after feeling such a powerful energy. I admit defeat. The angry gossamer voice reached the ears of everyone present. Yes. Mu Yun had a smile in the corner of his eyes. Then this matter was done. As soon as Mu Yun's words fell, the wood energy instantly disappeared without a trace. Zero's whole person was paralyzed, and he actually plopped down on the ground. Ahem. Zero covered his mouth and nose with his hands, coughing uncontrollably. Number 7 hurriedly stepped forward to check Zero's injuries, and saw that there was no big problem, before he was relieved. Do you still want to fight me now? Mu Yun looked at the leaning number 7 and asked. Yes, but not now. Number 7 nodded, and shook his head, knowing in his heart that no matter what ability Mu Yun used, he would definitely not be able to defeat Mu Yun now. Since the result is already in front of him, he will not go to find death without any effort. The Dark Crow organization is willing to follow Mu Yun, and live and die together in the Kingdom of China. Number 7 suddenly fell to one knee, and gave his answer. Then the assassins in the assassin organization looked at each other. Some looked at Zero, whose life and death were uncertain, and some looked at number 7, which had the highest combat power. For a while, I didn't know how to decide. After all, it took only 2 or 3 hours for the leader of the entire organization to change places. Number 7 has not fully established the coercion of its own leader. What's more, the bounty assassination order for Mu Yun was still swaggering on the list, and he was about to surrender now. It seems that this killer organization is very spineless. Hey, don't care about those who have it. This Mu Yun is escorted by at least 2 King Realm powerhouses around him. Aren't you looking for death by killing him now? That can't just be. Number 7's action came suddenly, and although he made his position clear, it also caused a group of assassins to whisper. I'm Zero, cough, and I'm also willing to go to the coalition army with many countries, cough, and fight to the death. Zero, who didn't know, when he got up from the ground, reluctantly said such a sentence. Mu-Yun's combat power is the backstage of the Ninth Order, but you can't stop people from having a superior escort. The killing intent that appeared on Mu-Yun's face just now. Zero is now terrified. This son should not be underestimated. One day to reach the top. The Dark Raven organization must not be an enemy with such a person. As soon as Zero's words came out, many killers of the organization behind him bowed their heads in unison. In a sense, the Assassin Order's desire is still number 0. Mu-Yun didn't care about the twists and turns in them, and looked at the people on the ground condescendingly. You'd better remember what you said today. As for following, it's still exempt. If you dare to do something betrayal on the battlefield, my dragon court will hunt you down forever. Mu-Yun put down such words, and he was deafening. The assassin organization is notorious, and even if they are included, they must always worry about when they will turn against the water. It's like raising a crow in the dark. He has the freest wings, and the Vajra chain can't tie him up. Unless he is made to surrender willingly. Although our assassin organization takes money to do things, it is also a promise. If you have already agreed, it will be water that is splashed. Never take it back. Zero was only because of lack of oxygen, and his body was not seriously injured, so he naturally understood that Mu-Yun had already left his hand before he would say such a thing. Then I'll talk to you about the rest. Zero made a gesture of invitation with one hand, leading Mu-Yun to an extremely hidden room. If it is not for the people within the organization, I'm afraid it will take a while to find it. Mu-Yun nodded and followed behind number 7 who led the way in front. It's really not to be underestimated. Zero looked at Mu-Yun's back and muttered. Fang Kei's feeling of dying seemed to be still in front of him. Since he joined the Assassin Order, he has hardly met anyone who makes him unable to see through and touch. Now, layer after layer of fog on Mu-Yun's body made him tremble. It seems that one step forward is an abyss, and one step next is a catastrophe. It's still leather. Mu-Yun sat in the soft sofa in the room, and felt in his heart that this group of assassins would quite enjoy it. Number 7 looked left and right, not knowing what to take for Mu-Yun for a while. This room is usually the territory of the chief, and no one else can enter without his permission. Naturally, there will be nothing to entertain guests. There was a newcomer who didn't know the rules who rushed in, and Zero directly cut off his legs and threw him on the road. He would rather kill tens of thousands by mistake than let one go. There are no rules, no square circles. This is how Zero used to laugh and teach the dissenting 7. Later, his hands were also stained with the blood of many people. The soft sound of the door lock pulling number 7 out of the memory in an instant. I wonder what task Hua Guo intends to give us to organize? Assassinate the commander of the multinational coalition? Zero closed the door before asking in a low voice what was on his mind. In addition to these, he couldn't think of anything worth the help of the people in the organization. I can't reveal the specifics to you yet. At that time, you will directly listen to the orders of the higher level officials of the Hua Kingdom. Mu-Yun's eyes looked at Zero, and his tone was flat. A sinister and cunning guy like Zero, the more he reveals, the more he may break the big thing. Then it seems that our authority is still quite high. Zero touched his chin and thought to himself. Mu-Yun's eyes fogged when he looked at Zero, and he had some doubts in his heart. Could it be that this guy's thinking about some tricks? It is said that doubtful people do not need to be used, and people are not doubted. But this phrase is very anachronistic, whether it is placed in the last days, or applied to an assassin. Of course you can, but I have one condition. I want to know who that King Realm powerhouse who escorted you is. Zero did not give Mu-Yun a chance to refuse and continued. With just one name, the Dark Raven organization can all be at your disposal. Number 0 stared at Mu-Yun with burning eyes, and so did number 7 behind him. Chapter 450. Also, how can a person who can cultivate a martial arts madman number 7 not have the same mind? The conditions thrown by Zero are already extremely tempting. With the assistance of the Dark Crow organization, it was a great help to Mu-Yun in the Dragon Court. But if you don't have the ability to tame this evil crow, I may eventually eat the Lord. Then it depends on whether the senior is willing or not. Mu Yun was not worried that the name of Killin was heard by Zero. As for whether there was a life to spread out, it was another matter. Zero rubbed his hands a little excitedly, waiting for any movement in the dimly lit room. However, he waited happily for a long time, but he did not see any extraordinary movement. Oh. It seems that this is unwilling. Mu Yun sat relaxed on the sofa and laughed. Soon, Zero's expression gradually became lost. Mu Yun stood up and prepared to leave, but he would also sprinkle some bait before leaving. I can promise you in my capacity as the supreme processor, but whoever makes meritorious contributions this time, Huajiuo can withdraw his wanted person. Originally, Mu Yun's practice of using force to suppress people might cause the dissatisfaction of some organization assassins. But now Mu Yun drew a pie big enough. Enwei in might, plus the leadership of 0 and 7. The leadership of the Chinese command for the assassin organization will be even higher. With that, Mu Yun took the lead in leaving the assassin organization. There were countless eyes that attracted attention along the way, but because of the fight just now, no one dared to rashly strike at Mu Yun. In the dimly lit room, only number 7 and number 0 were left to face each other. What he just meant just now. No, 7 had never heard of the name on the Huajiuo's wanted warrant that could be taken down. Even in the last days, Huajiuo was still able to maintain absolute leadership, and the number of people on wanted orders increased and decreased. Those who do their line of work prefer to call him a book of life and death. As long as you are on this wanted order, you can only wait for death under the light. So they also had to live in darkness. This is enough to see that in times of peace, they have a strong enough whole card. But everyone is human, even stronger than ordinary people. Who wants to hide in the dark all their lives? Will he lie to us? No. 7's eyes were a little confused, and he couldn't help but look in the direction Mu Yun left. Even if it is a fraud, we can only be willingly deceived. This trick is really clever. Chief, the future Dragon Court will definitely dominate one side, and this person must not be evil. Zero said with his backhand, but sighed secretly in his heart. I will. Number 7 promised at the mouth, but his mind kept clamoring to fight Mu Yun. But for now, it is the most important thing, to help China overcome the national difficulties together. Send number 9 to secretly contact the high level of the Chinese state. Number 7 sat in the leader's seat, planning everything quickly in his mind. Yes, 0 will do what he says, and will become the sharpest knife, to assist number 7 in the position of leader. Shenangjia, Chuantian sat by the stream, and brushed his long hair. Occasionally colorful fish passed through the ends of her hair, but got lost in her thick hair. Chuanshan giggled, and let Xiaoyu out of him, with a quiet smile on his face. When Mu Yun returned to Shenangjia, he saw such a beautiful scene. Anshan. His heart rippled slightly, and he involuntarily called out a name. Chuantian turned around, and saw Mu Yun's straight hooked eyes, as if he wanted to eat her directly, and pursed his mouth a little shyly. Mu Yun took the first 2 steps, but his feet were tripped by vines that suddenly appeared. Mu Yun suddenly dissipated all his thoughts, and his feet hurt and he almost swore directly. Thank you for sending me back to Shenangjia. Killin escaped from the small world, and in order to hide his eyes, he followed Mu Yun back to Shenangjia. Who knew that, as soon as he came back, he would see the appearance of the goddess and Mu Yun, Yunong, Minang, I pain. As soon as Killin waved his hand, the cyanwood energy immediately wrapped him, and he returned to his nest in the blink of an eye. It seems that he doesn't want to say a word to Mu Yun. Uncle is of this nature, you don't think about him. Chuantian quickly dried his hair, and stepped forward to give Mu Yun a big hug. When Xiang Nephrite is in his arms, what kind of anger can Mu Yun be angry with? What's more, this trip to the assassin organization was also thanks to Killin protecting him thoroughly. Otherwise, it may really be the same as the previous few people. I know, Uncle also hurts you. Mu Yun patted Chuantian's back and comforted. He is naturally not a stingy person, which is more important than the other. Of course, black and white can be clearly distinguished. Are you leaving? Chuantian rested his head on Mu Yun's neck socket for a while, before he said something sullenly. Sometimes, Chuantian's extremely transparent guessing mind really impressed Mu Yun. Well, Huajiuo's side is still waiting for the results from my side. Yun hugged Chuan-Tian hard and immediately let go, and if he stayed longer, he might really be reluctant to leave. Fortunately, Chuan-Tian is aware of the general situation and understands that he cannot delay such a big thing. Moreover, some matters of Shenanjia still need to be controlled by themselves. Okay then, I'll wait here for you to come back. She could barely squeeze a smile out of her face, and the words in her mouth were sour. Good. Yun took a deep look at Chuan-Tian and left immediately. The matter of national disaster really could not be delayed for a moment. Until Yun left for 3 breaths, Chuan-Tian still stood in place stunned. When the kiss came, he saw such a goddess. Even if it is a kiss, that is usually unorthodox. At first sight, I know that my goddess is really completely planted on this kid this time. You said that the good goddess, why was she abducted by a smelly boy and ran away? Don't look, people are far away. The kiss quietly walked to the faint opening of Chuan-Tian's side. Got it, third uncle. Chuan-Tian had long known about the existence of the kiss, and he was not frightened by him. Just bowed his head and walked away. Seeing her little appearance, he didn't have much to say, sighed secretly and left. I only hope that in this unforeseeable future, we can treat more gods and daughters. Well, it's a big deal that a few brothers will arrest people and lock them up in Shenanjia. When Qin Xianming saw Yun appear in front of him intact, even if it is an old bone, it almost laughs, and the teeth are missing. Good boy, I know you can do it. Are there any injuries? Qin Xianming said, while vigorously patting Yun's shoulder. Nope. I have something to tell you. Yun complained about Qin Xianming's strength in his heart, but the matter still had to be explained. You say. After solving the big trouble of his henchmen, Hua Jiuo's winning rate is increased by 1%, no matter what he can accept. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.